Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is Thursday, June the 27th, 2019, and Jeff is about to go and relieve himself before refilling on an energy drink. It's another Technical Alpha podcast. It's a beautiful day outside in that it's not pissing rain, which is good for us here in Halifax at this point. We've had some beautiful weather in which I've actually gotten to go out and enjoy a little bit of as of late, which has been nice. But today, we're in the dungeon. We're here to talk about games and everything else. If you are new here, welcome. Appreciate you stopping by. Maybe you're here via OTT's GTA 5 RP. And maybe you're just here because you've managed to accidentally stumble upon this special corner of YouTube. Either way, we appreciate you guys stopping by. We have a pretty solid week lined up for you of news. It was looking a little slow. I'm not going to lie to you. It was looking a little slow there for a bit, and then a few extra things rolled in last night as I was prepping the list of topics. And so we should have a reasonable showing for you today. And of course, the big stuff that everyone on Twitter and the Twitch universe is talking about we'll tackle as well.
What up?
But let me pop these topics
back. Sorry,
up.
guys. I just realized I needed to take a piss.
Sometimes you just got to let the demon go.
Now you got to release it.
Once in a while. As the patron saint Cisco once said, release the dragon.
I think it's unleash the dragon.
That was close enough. I didn't want to get sued.
It's close.
He probably needs the money, so.
It's close enough.
You know. Is he still, I wonder if he's still making music somewhere in the world.
I think he does. It's just not popular.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
He had his time. He had his time in the limelight.
You know who's making a comeback? Sean Paul. Dude, he's been making some low-key fire. And
can we understand him yet?
No.
Okay.
And also Shaggy. He's been making a little bit of a comeback.
Excuse me?
Yes, Shaggy.
Shaggy?
Shaggy. Shaggy of all people.
Girl, you're my angel, you're my darling.
Yeah, he did. He was on American Idol. He was like one of the artists that come in and help with the talent. You know, coach them.
Oh, okay.
And he did a couple of performances and they're pretty fire.
Really?
And now he's starting to get a little bit of buzz.
He never really sang though.
He
always had somebody else singing.
Yeah, no, he's got like a bit of like a reggae sort of.
He's definitely reggae.
Yeah, he's got like a reggae kind of Sean Paul like vibe to him.
Slightly more intelligible.
Oh, way more.
You can definitely understand the words coming out of his mouth.
Way more. But So
yeah, well there you go. Well,
Drew Hill though.
All the best. No.
That's who, right? Unleash the Dragon is Drew Hill, right? Drew Hill is Cisco, I do believe. Same dude.
I don't know.
Drew Hill is Cisco. Somebody can correct me. You know what? I'm going to look it up, but I'm almost certain.
That sounds like the most plain name for a guy who chose Cisco.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Cisco he had his run, and then he went like full blown Drew Hill.
It's all downhill after you stop dyeing your hair silver. You can't go back. Once you've made that choice, that's now your brand. You can't step away from silver hair.
That's the show. That's the show.
That's it. And thongs.
That thong, da dong, dong, dong.
How was your week?
Busy. Nonstop busy. I've been grinding out GTA.
You mowed the lawn.
Yeah, I got
bought yourself a little ride-on special.
Yeah, did you see the video of me?
I didn't see the video. I saw the thumbnail of it.
Bro, you gotta.
Did you flip it yet?
No, I didn't flip it, but dude, it was my first time getting on it, and it's weird because you gotta. It's almost like kind of driving a stick shift. You gotta kind of have like half the pedal down to slow down and go forward. And it's like I got used to it now, but when I first got on, it was crazy. And then so I did that. We got that lawnmower. It's been streaming a lot. Kai has been waking up a fair amount throughout the night because he's teething, and he's just going through a growth spurt too. So it's like the worst of both worlds. And then also today, one of my tenants moved out. So now my dad is over at the property,
giving it a look over, send it so I can send him his deposit back. And then over the weekend, my parents and me are going to go in. Mostly going to be my parents, going to be honest with you, because I'm going to be mainly working, but I'm going to get up early and go out there for a couple hours each day. And they're going to help me clean out the place because we got new tenants coming in on the 30th, which is in like 3 days. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a busy little bit of time.
Sorry, 1 second.
It's all good. It's all good in the hood. So yeah, I got a really shitty sleep last night. Kai was being a bit of a dick, and then garbage outside. Crows opened it up, and we had about 20, 30 crows outside, and all it was from like 4:30 in the morning all the way until Kayla went out in the morning to let the dog out. When they finally said, "Oh, that's a human, we ought to leave,"
and it's time to go.
And yeah, that was pretty much my night. So this Rockstar energy drink here is going to come in handy.
It's your lifeline today.
It is my lifeline.
It's like the one thing that I enjoy about wintertime as somebody who, for the last couple of years, has gone to bed at about 5 o'clock in the morning. Is now that we're into the summertime, the birds start chirping at about 4.
Yep.
And by 5, they are literally screaming.
Yes.
Until rush hour traffic kicks in at about 7:30, and then they finally shut the fuck up.
Yep.
But for those like couple hours, oh my god.
And if you guys are wondering why my hair is like this, I cut my hair on stream.
Yeah.
And I had the blade. I changed. Actually, I think I completely changed the cutter. Didn't realize how short it was, and I ended up buzzing. Basically, my head bald on one thing.
That was like a number 1.
It was supposed to be a number 1, and then it ended up being like scalp.
Well, number 1 is like what? One
is pretty short.
16th of a millimeter?
Yeah, but like my hair's already grown in quite a bit on the sides. This was like pretty much skin.
Yeah.
Almost skin. So anyway, we just decided to make it a quick mohawk, and I'm actually gonna let it grow, and then I'm gonna actually get it like legit styled. I'm gonna rock the mohawk for the whole summer.
Make it happen.
So.
Make it happen. I'm sure the people at the golf course when we go are going to be thrilled to see a black man with a mohawk.
I might even dye it blue, for the right sellout. Could be the black ninja.
Ninja %.
I'll take it. Works for him.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Although these days he's doing the hybrid, the blue and pink simultaneously.
I saw that.
He's getting fancier with his hair. My week has been busy as well, but for different reasons. So Gabs, my ex-girlfriend, is back in town for only a couple more days now, as we're packing her stuff up to be shipped back to the Netherlands, and for her to take Rex, the cat, back with her. And so that's pretty much been my week. So I haven't been doing really any streaming or anything like that. I've been helping pack and
I've seen you stream a bit,
buying some stuff. I got to stream on the weekend, and then once Monday rolled around, I haven't streamed since, because she got here on Monday. So I got to stream. I pretty much tried to cram in as much Saturday, Sunday as I could, and I was playing some Forza, the Lego expansion. I finally got to play that.
I saw you watch it. I was watching you play it.
Fire.
It looks good. Graphically, it's sexy.
It is. And lots of fun. Like they put in like a bunch of like huge ramps and some of the ramps have booster pads on them, so you're just launching yourself like 1,000 feet in like a $5 million car. It's great. It's awesome. And just as much as you would hope when you are crashing through Lego bricks, and the sound that you hear is
and you can hear them fall too.
You can,
like when they like hit the ground and you're like speeding off, you can kind of hear them in the background,
little jingling bits.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
Sound design in Forza has always been the best. So
I've been enjoying myself with that. I'm almost through the content. I'm to the point now where I have to do like all the little random little challenges they have to unlock more Lego bricks, because how it works is through completing races and completing challenges, you unlock Lego bricks, which you would then upgrade your home garage, your house and your garage, and everything gets bigger and bigger. Then it gets to the point where you're just adding frivolous shit like a yacht and a soccer field, and then this last one is a T-Rex.
Oh, needs more dinos.
More dinos.
Why not?
Lego dinos. So I was playing a bunch of that, and I played a little bit more Final Fantasy 14, but I haven't hopped too much into that in the last week. I'm so far behind now. As soon as I knew that there was no chance of me being able to get up to level before this expansion, I was like, I'll just take my time later
and just
on.
wait for it.
I'll figure it out later. And then other than that, that's been pretty much the show. And then as far as gaming news goes, it's a short list, but a couple of the topics I'm sure we'll be able to talk about quite lengthily. So shall we hop into it?
Let's do it.
First, nice and quick little bit and a little happy news for some folks, I'm sure, is that the early reviews and player responses to Super Mario Maker 2, which just came out, are very positive. The only major complaint that I have seen so far, for those who've been looking for a reason to hop back into a Mario Maker game, because that was low-key fire for a long time when the first one came out.
Yeah.
Lots of people were in on that.
It's one of the only games I've ever played on the Wii U.
It's good stuff.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. And lots of the levels that people were creating were getting crazy. The only thing that people are concerned about is that Nintendo has an algorithmic system whereby if your levels that you post don't get a certain number of stars, which is like basically likes or whatever, or plays,
They getting buried?
They get deleted.
Ooh.
So you don't even get to save your levels. So after you go upload a level, and then after a certain period of time, it's
gone.
Gone.
You need to get it out there.
Yeah. So that a bit of a popularity contest and stuff like that people aren't particularly pleased with.
Yeah.
But otherwise, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they tackle levels with this, because in the old one, after a while, the Nintendo started stepping in and getting a little too hands-on with how people were creating levels and stuff. It was like, this isn't very Nintendo, Axe. And I don't mean because somebody drew a penis. It would just they were like, this doesn't line up with how Mario is supposed to be. Like the Kaizo stuff, like the super hard, whatever. They started getting weird with that stuff and whatever and whatnot. Like Nintendo, if you're gonna put out this shit,
let people be
just
creative.
Let people create, unless they're literally
unless
creating
they're
a penis.
making some big dicks and shit. Then of course get rid of it.
Obviously, but if they're just let people create. The whole reason is to hand that out is for people to just go nuts with these tools, right?
Yep.
And so if they're gonna do that, then that's just a bit silly. But otherwise, so far, so good.
All right.
Extended gameplay of Jedi Fallen Order got released, which was, I guess, just a bit more on top of what they had given out just a couple weeks ago during E3 week. I watched it. It's like 26 minutes.
Damn.
So it was very extended. And it looked slightly less linear than what they showed at E3, but not dramatically. It was still definitely, you still get the feeling of being on rails, and they're doing it because they're trying to make everything epic, right? It's kind of what happens with games. There's a balance, it's how epic do you want, how cinematic, how epic do you want something to look, and then how much player agency or player control can you have. And the more, usually, and some developers have figured out how to avoid this, but usually the more player control that you want to give them, the less epic you can make something, because you can't just cut away cameras and shit like that without messing the player up, etc. And so if you want it to be more, then usually it's less and less input that the player can have in the scene. And they seem to be striking I'd call it at best a middle ground. It's not anything huge. It's not like Horizon Zero Dawn, I think, is one of the best examples in the recent years.
Pretty open and pretty epic.
And God of War, as far as allowing you to still be actively involved in the scene and still making it look cinematic and epic.
Mm-hmm.
this didn't look like it was quite reaching either of those. It was just kind of like mediocre in that regard, but very pretty looking. And whoever's doing the music,
10 out of 10. I mean, it's Star Wars.
There have been some Star Wars games where it's not like bang on, but this definitely, it made what looks like is loosely a Star Wars game, despite the fact that there's a dude wielding a lightsaber. It made it actually feel like you're watching a Star Wars game. Yeah. Right. And the sound design in general, very, very, very good. Blaster fire, all the sound effects and everything. Very good, very Star Wars.
They've got a big archive full of stuff they could go to for the source material.
Absolutely. So that was very good. So everything else about it, though, I still need to see some more. I want to see if it is true, like traversing, going between planets and stuff, backtracking. I need to see some of that.
Yeah.
To get excited about it.
Yeah, and not just like go back and have like 1 or 2 conversations with people or whatever.
Something substantial.
Something substantial. Like when you go back, it's different. Like, decisions that you're making on other planets change what happens
and maybe,
on
exactly.
You can hear the news from across the galaxy and people treat you different and shit. That'd be cool.
That's what you want.
That would be cool.
It's probably not going to happen.
No.
It's what you would like. And then the other thing was that I was a little concerned about was difficulty. It looked like you don't have to try very hard. It looked like they were going for again a balance of what kind of crazy stuff can we let the player do, and then how difficult can we make the enemies before doing the crazy stuff becomes impossible to pull off, and they just work for the most efficient way of killing all the enemies, right? So this is still the classic stormtroopers came at them one at a time, not particularly quick. And put up almost zero fight. No enemies that I saw put up really any fight at all. So I don't know if there's some sort of crazy difficulty level. And then the other question is, how do they deal with difficulty? Do they actually make it more difficult, or do they just run the health and damage of all the enemies through the roof?
Probably what it is.
And call it a day.
Probably what it is.
So there's a lot still up in the air for that game. All we know,
it doesn't look like dog shit, so that's good.
It looks and sounds good.
Yep.
And that's about all we can run with so far.
All right.
For those of you that like to not have massive holes in your wallet burning, Steam Summer Sale. It's on. So you can get rid of some of that extra money that's burning a hole in your pocket.
You could also give it to patreon.com/legtv.
110%. And you'll never not play the games because you're not buying any. It's like the Steam sale woes.
Listen.
You go buy like 50 games because they're on sale.
One gets played.
5 minutes.
Yeah. That's it.
Uninstalled.
Yeah.
And that's the show.
I'm starting to think Steam summer sales is basically like me collecting retro video games.
Pretty much.
You buy them just to have them, but you don't actually play them, and you tell yourself on the off chance, well, one day I might actually pop that in. It just never happens.
Oh, no. Well, and when I looked... One thing that I was considering last year when I was trying to figure out how I was going to tackle my Twitch channel was, what if I did a thing where before I bought any more Steam games, I would try to go back and actually play
your Steam games,
my Steam games, as like some sort of challenge, right? That would take me years, but
yes,
theoretically it could be a cool idea that nobody. I think I've heard of one person doing something similar on YouTube before. But it's not something a lot of people do because it's a hell of a commitment. A lot of people have a lot of games.
Well, you could also do it. You don't need to do it for the full year. You could make it so that it's like 1 month of the year is the year that 1 month. The whole month.
Play some games.
You play Steam games. You go through your Steam library.
And there's a lot of my library. I've really slowed down in these sales because my library is just dumb. Yeah. I think I have like 350 games.
Oh, that's I might have like 60.
Yeah, no, I'm deep.
Yeah, no.
And a lot of the stuff that I bought was the stuff when they'd go on like a sale of like an entire series for like $20.
So you're buying one, you get like 9 games.
You just get like a whole bunch. Yeah, pretty much. So the Steam Summer Sale is on. Godspeed to everyone out there trying not to go broke. After that, what do we got? Oh, the Harry Potter Wizards Unite, Jeff.
We saw that leak a long time ago.
Yes.
And they started deleting all the videos and shit.
It's here. When Gabs and I went down to the waterfront the other day, she had it and played it for the first time. because the waterfront's obviously probably the most busy
Oh, wait.
place. No, this isn't the MMO.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
Oh, you're thinking of the MMO. No, this is Wizards Unite, which is the cell phone game
Oh, okay.
that's made by Niantic, the people who make Pokemon Go.
Mm-hmm.
And similar concept, not identical, but similar enough concept. There's the augmented reality bits of the stuff appearing on your phone when you're walking around. Except you're doing spells with your phone, so like it will select a spell and you've got to like trace it almost kind of thing to cast a spell, and then based on how well you traced it, it's either grades of good.
Yeah.
And there are various different events that will pop up that way. There are inns instead of Pokestops, for example, and things of that nature. I'm sure there's going to be similar mechanics to raiding like they did with Pokemon Go and whatnot. So it's basically like, hey, if you like Harry Potter and you also like Pokemon Go,
This is it.
then here you go.
Look no further.
Harry Potter Wizards Unite. It's a thing. It at least it's not identical to Pokemon Go, and I'm surprised that more people haven't tried to do that, but I think that's more indicative of just how hard it is to actually make one of those games.
I just looked it up on Twitch here, and the highest viewer count is 14 for one.
Yeah. Well, I don't expect it to be a particularly popular
The
Twitch
hype is gone.
Yeah. The hype for Pokemon Go is barely even around anymore.
Yeah,
I mean, it's still sizable.
Yeah, I'm sure there's tons of people that still play it, but
it's not what it was.
yeah.
It had a monstrous run. Pokemon Go had that like 1 month window
Huge.
before they changed how Pokemon were tracked.
Huge.
Bro, you walk around outside and it was like
People were dying.
It was like the end of the world.
Yes.
Where there was nothing else to do, so you were just outside.
Yes.
Like you go outside and there was 15 times more people than normal walking around, and it was all for the sake of Pokemon Go. Went down to the waterfront one day in that 1 month period. There was like 1,000 people on the waterfront specifically for Pokemon Go.
Yes.
Every one of them.
Yes.
It was crazy.
And that's here.
And that's here.
Imagine a big city.
Exactly.
So yeah,
Shit was
cool.
crazy.
I mean, cool.
Cool for Harry Potter fans. I like me some Harry Potter. It's one of my guilty pleasures, but I'm not about to go play that game. Not a chance, no. This was just a little feel-good thing here, I guess. So we all know that Summer Games Done Quick is happening right now.
Mm-hmm.
So fire runs have already happened. I've been watching when I have the opportunity. Resident Evil 2 was hilarious, and if you haven't seen it, definitely give it a little look-see. There were some very, very, very funny moments in that one, and the audience was like super involved in that one. It was pretty good. So that's happening, and I mentioned that because Square Enix is sponsoring SGDQ for Shadowbringers, but they're also they have another little event thing on their website, warriorsinthedarkness.com, where they are matching all donations. I don't know if they have a maximum amount, but they're matching donations and their stuff there. So they're doing SGDQ, but they're also doing that. And their stuff goes towards supporting first responders. So firefighters and ambulance and police and stuff of that nature. I'm assuming for things like mental health and whatnot. So they're on full blown.
Well, that's good.
Full blown charity runs. And so I thought I'd just throw that in there.
That's great.
Community members brought that up several times, wanted me to mention that, and I think that was a pretty good cause. Teamfight Tactics.
That shit's blowing up.
Whoa. Have
That
you played
shit's
it yet? You probably haven't played it.
I haven't played it yet, but I've been wanting to at least try it just to say I've done it. So I think one of these days towards the end of a stream, I'm just going to pop it on for an hour or two.
Yeah, the challenge is actually getting
on
a game because the servers are getting crippled.
Bro, I waited in queue for No Pixel 8 hours a day. If I gotta wait 45 minutes to get in,
ain't nothing.
Bro, that's a fucking walk in the park. That's a walk in the park.
Truth. Yeah, the servers are definitely hurting. So
doesn't the full game get released like soon?
So here's the thing for Teamfight Tactics. Teamfight Tactics is actually just a mode in League of Legends.
Yeah.
So it's not a separate launcher or anything like that.
Okay.
And so when you've got everyone going for League of Legends and everyone getting on for Teamfight Tactics, the servers, understandably,
get a beating.
Hurt a little bit. And so the servers have been a little up and down. And then when you do get on, if you do have the opportunity to try playing it, some of the queues for games are 14 or 15 minutes per game.
I
to
heard
get in.
45 minutes on Twitter the
Some
other day.
people are also having stuff like where they have to wait almost an hour. So it's hit or miss. But it's not stopping people from wanting to play it, and a lot of people that I haven't seen anyone hate it yet. I've seen most people enjoy it.
Surprised you haven't tried it out. Are you gonna play it?
Well, it was on the PBE only until the other day.
Oh, okay. So, but when you get back to your computer, you gonna try it out?
I imagine I'll try it once the dust settles a little bit.
Yeah,
for sure. I'll give it a shot. A lot of people in the community wanted to see me try it out.
Yeah, get on the hype train, man.
I'll give it a look. It's not going to blow my channel up, dude. Everyone on the planet.
Become a god, bro. Just become a god.
I tried to do that with Hearthstone. It worked for 3 months, and then I wanted to kill myself.
Become a god, bro.
Teamfight Tactics God.
It doesn't look terrible, honestly. Like, it looks polished.
Well, all they had to do was pretty much copy an existing formula and put all the League of Legends characters in there.
That's pretty much that.
Good move for them.
I don't know how competitive it is. Like, I haven't dug too deep into it. I don't know what it's like.
I'm gonna say pretty competitive.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, I mean, there's multiple flavors of it, right? Like there's the Dota. Auto chess.
What's that called? The
Underlords, I think.
Yeah.
And I suspect there's a chance that one is more in depth versus the League version, and that just would stand to reason given the history of those two properties. But otherwise, if it's not competitive now, League is competitive.
Yeah.
So eventually it is going to become competitive, right?
Yeah.
And it is the new thing for 2019. Auto chess is here. It's going to be the thing that people talk about.
You know what? Hey, I'm down for auto chess over battle royales for 2 reasons. Number 1, I am over battle royales.
You and everyone else.
And number 2, I think games like this just require a little bit more intelligence. It's more thought-provoking. And I'm not going to lie, I love strategy games getting some shine.
Attention. Yeah.
And it's nice to see strategy games coming to the forefront in a little bit more of a casual way that isn't too intimidating to just pick up and go.
Well, it's not, and when I say mechanically intensive, I don't mean like in terms of mechanics specifically.
Like actually,
but as in you don't have to dance around the keyboard.
Exactly.
You're just it's pure strategy,
100%.
Right? And that makes it.
It's like playing Magic the Gathering, right?
Yeah, it makes the skill floor pretty low.
Yes.
And it makes the skill ceiling
very
high,
yeah.
Right? So that's the beauty of that. It's like actual chess. It doesn't take you very long to learn, and you can play through some chess.
Yep.
But the skill ceiling for that is scary high.
Yes. Yeah, no, it looks great, man.
Yeah.
And it's a blessing for a lot of League of Legends streamers or ex-League of Legends streamers that are just sick and tired of playing League of Legends, and they've been playing it forever because they have to or their viewership dies. And this still allows them. It's like the perfect transition because all the fanboys and fangirls of that streamer that love League of Legends that are like, why aren't you playing League? Gives them an out, the easiest out because it's still in the same universe. They're still playing with their same favorite champions. The people that are part of that community or was part of the community, it's an easy in for them to go, I want to check it out. Oh, I'd love to see you grind up this one now. It's like it's the perfect thing that I think Riot has done here. And I would not be surprised if we do not get an Overwatch auto chess
2 years from now.
Yep. When
because
it's dead.
Blizzard is always late to the party.
It's either that. What would be even better instead of Overwatch? Heroes of the Storm. You bring
that's what it would be. It would be Blizzard's
You bring
umbrella.
Heroes of the Storm back.
Yeah.
So now you've got the community that have basically been casted for death.
Yeah.
Now you're bringing all those heroes back. You're making a competitive game, and you're bringing back the name Heroes of the Storm again and making it relevant to some degree.
Yeah.
And you're Blizzard. So if they were going to make a game quickly to crank out in like the next 6 months, I mean, they'd be stupid if they weren't already on top of this. And here's the thing. Blizzard of before, I'd say in 2 years. Blizzard of today, the Activision Blizzard, I could see it coming out in 6 months because they're so money driven.
That's fair.
Because they want to rush it out and get it out there as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Before Blizzard is all about quality. This new one is get it out, sell it, make the skins,
get it on mobile.
Get it out there, go. Listen, I'd love to see Blizzard come out with it by the end of the summer, before Christmas. I'd love it. I'd love it. And if they're really smart, they would have been already on it from the auto chess.
Well, yeah. I mean,
From not even because now League is out. Now Dota's got their one out. Where's Blizzard?
Well, right now they're working on Overwatch 2.
Yeah, I know that.
The game that was never supposed to have a sequel, and here we are. And Lord knows what else is happening internally at the company. I mean, to be a fly on the wall in Blizzard right now would be crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Can you imagine?
Dude, the stress levels there must be on a whole nother smother.
I wouldn't want it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want it. I wouldn't want it. I wonder how many Blizzard employees are currently looking for a way out of that company.
$100 says Hi-Rez will make one too. You're probably right.
Oh, for sure.
100% they'll come out with one and it'll be fucking great.
It'll be an alpha for 4 years.
It'll be great and then they'll kill it.
Yeah.
They'll have like 100,000 concurrent players.
E-Rez will come out and go, you know what? Auto chess is great, but have you heard about auto checkers?
Ninja, you want to play this shit?
This is the greatest patch!
Yeah.
This game is hand!
Hey, these pieces, they need automatic weapons. Give them more automatic weapons. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Dude, I'm impressed. Hi-Rez, that game is still going right now, bro. I have no idea how it is. I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
Well,
I actually don't know. They're burning money.
It's got to be whatever console free to play console players exist.
Fuck.
Because it sure shit isn't the PC world.
Fuck no.
Like,
I mean,
if you
they are
go-
on the
if-
Switch and shit, but goddamn, you're playing bots. Still, you're playing bots, Adam.
Hold on.
You're playing bots. Somebody in the chat right now go on Steam and see
dude,
how much the concurrent
I'm doing that
right now.
Right now.
Okay, because
just.
there's no way in fuck. I actually don't know. And like they're still coming out with shit. And they're still trying to sell people like $50 patches and stuff, like battle passes. This game's got battle passes, bro.
Realm Royale.
I'm gonna guess concurrent right now, 1,800.
All right, let's see here.
1,800 players. That's my guess.
CCU. Oh, you're a little off. Battle Pass 4 just came out, so they're experiencing a bit of a spike.
Oh.
Where it looks like if you averaged everything over, let's say, the last since the beginning of the month, well, the last 3 weeks,
All right.
it's averaging, I'd say, 2,750.
Okay. 2,750. All right, so that's more
That's
than
daily.
That's more than I
That's the daily peak.
anticipated.
It's the daily peak concurrent. So
I don't know how they do it, bruh. I just don't know. I mean, can you even produce a game at that level with that little bit of players? Like, they must be
Apparently.
just burning Smite's money.
well, they're doing these battle passes, but the game itself doesn't seem to actually be changing.
No, it doesn't. They're just making money.
So it's
I couldn't tell you, bro. Anyway, Realm Royale.
Realm Royale.
GG.
Realm Royale auto checkers coming soon. It's happening. Coming soon to a console near you. So other than that, what do we got here? Let's see. Cyberpunk 2077. It has been confirmed that it's going to be roughly an 80 gig download on the PS4.
What does that make PC?
Okay, so PS4, to my knowledge, isn't getting 4K. Xbox One X is confirmed
Ooh.
for 4K.
Ooh.
Which means if 80 gigs for the PS4 is not 4K, then the 4K is going to be over 100 gigs.
Oh, yeah.
I would imagine.
Oh, yeah.
120.
Yeah.
That's going to be a big game. Also confirmed for Cyberpunk 2077, you can pretty much romance whoever the hell you want.
That's cool.
I think I made the joke on Twitter the other day when I saw that I can't wait for all the articles that still complain about, them not doing certain specific relationships properly. And the headlines will start with, we need to talk about, like, insert, like, we need to talk about, non-cis sexual relationships. You know, here's I can see it coming. Like Phil Collins, I can feel it coming.
Bro, can you explain this to me?
Probably not, but I'll try.
Why do people fucking care? I mean, I'm being and I'm serious. I could give 2 squirts of piss if I'm playing a single player campaign or really any multi. I don't give a fuck if I'm playing a video game.
Yeah.
Hell, if I'm watching a movie.
Yeah.
And the main character or the protagonist ends up, say he's a dude character, and he ends up being gay. Or he's a gay character.
Yeah.
He likes dick.
Yep. That's fine.
And that's
you like some dick?
When I'm playing the game,
great.
I'm not going, oh, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Why does he like dick? Why can't I choose a female? Or if the main character's a guy and he has a lady friend, I don't really care. If the dude ends up having a transitioned individual, I don't give a fuck. I actually don't care.
You know what I care about? Is the character good?
I actually that is when did this
is it a well-written character?
It's funny because this was never even a conversation 5 years ago. We didn't even think it wasn't even something that was like 5 years ago when a character was like a lesbian or whatever, it was a bit of a shock factor. You're like,
this is different.
But it was never like, it wasn't like, oh my God, damn, like what the fuck? When did this go from like, why is this even a narrative? Like, why not just play the fucking game and whatever the creator wants to create, it's their vision. Like what?
So here's my best attempt at this. And I might go in circles a bit here trying to get there, but I'll do my best. At some point, okay, when entertainment in general, so movies, music, TV, video games, started getting more involved in having those kind of characters, and then to take it a step further, then those characters having relationships. And then seeing those relationships play out, because there was a period of time where like you would know a character was, let's say, gay, but you didn't see that relationship happen. So it's been like this progressive change over time as to how intimately we got to either see or be a part in these characters' relationships in media.
Mm-hmm.
So as that's been happening, it's been like, it's not like it's the first time, but it's the first major wave for people who are in those situations, or not in those situations, but let's say they are gay or are transitioned or asexual or whatever you want to be, right? So let's say that it's the first major wave of those. So before that, it was very rare, and now they're getting a taste of it, and now. I think why there's a lot of sometimes outcry about it is for a couple of reasons. One is people are complaining about it who are straight. Some of them because they are uncomfortable and probably bigots and assholes.
Yes,
that's without question.
Yes,
lots of those people.
Oh, a ton of them.
Then there are lots of people in that that are also straight, whatever, not in the non. I don't even want to call it non-traditional because it's almost a bad way of, but you know what I mean. Where they look at it and go, I'm on board with this, but I'm not. I don't like how
in your face.
Well, I don't like how they're using it or how they're bringing it up. It's I watched a video the other night about Star Wars. What was the name of the last Jedi? Where the person was discussing Rey as a character, and how Rey has. The whole idea about the Mary Sue type, which unfortunately that's not even the original definition of Mary Sue, but here we are.
That's what we use.
You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
Okay, so And the culture around that, I think, is very similar to the culture around what we're discussing right now, where you have a group of people that look at it and go, we don't care that Rey is a female lead character. We don't care about that at all. We like strong female characters, lead or not. What we don't like is that she's a shit character being used as a chess piece.
It's an agenda.
In an agenda.
Yeah.
And then when people take issue with that, they're labeled as being sexist.
Yeah, but that's not it.
But it's not about that. There have been loads of female characters that have been leads and otherwise strong female characters that nobody ever talks about.
No.
Because
they weren't shit characters.
They weren't complaining about it because they were well written.
Yeah.
And the biggest one that a lot of people point to is Ridley in Alien.
Mm-hmm.
And
there's so many of them.
But there's lots of them over time. And obviously, and I don't think anyone could argue that there should be in the past there wasn't that many lead female characters. There were female characters that were tended to be co-casted, or they're the secondary characters. But now that we're getting more and more of them today, it's how those characters are being used, and less about how good the character is, and more about making the character represent something. It's having a female character for the sake of having a female character to wave that flag around, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to this discussion that we're having right now, I feel like a lot of the outrage is a reaction to people who are treating it the same way in that regard, where it's people going, we don't care. And it's not even that we don't care. It's like, we like that there are these characters. It's nice to see people get represented, because everyone feels better when they get to see everyone feels good when they get to go to a movie or play a game where they see somebody that closely represents,
they can relate to,
that they relate to.
Yeah.
So everyone, like, nobody's out there wanting you to not have that.
Yeah.
That's not what, and of course, like we said, there are bigots and stuff, but in general, I don't think that's the majority.
No, fuck no.
It's people are looking at it going, why
if you're going to represent us, do it right, though.
Do it right.
Yeah.
And then the people who aren't in that position that are looking at these characters complaining about it, a lot of the time it's great they're here, but these are shit characters that you're only putting here
for
sake, social clout.
That's it.
You're putting it there to get a pat on the back.
Yep.
At best.
Yep.
And at the end of the day, they're shit characters.
Yep.
And so you're just watering down all these properties for the sake of social justice.
Better off just not even putting them in there.
Yeah. And so that's what I think some of it comes from. And then the thing is, when people do word it or talk about that, they don't get their point across very well.
No.
And everyone gets very aggressive. And so then you end up people infighting when it's one side, when neither side is necessarily at odds with each other. It's neither of them are particularly good at wording what they actually feel.
Yeah.
And then they fight with each other over the concept that they agree on most of the time.
Yeah.
It's just they're shit at explaining themselves. And then it's social media where you only have 240 characters or whatever, and it's just like, hey, it's a gong show, right?
Yep.
And then you get the sense that everyone's a bigoted asshole, fucking whatever, or that every member of the non-cis community or whatever are fucking crazy assholes that just want to tear down the white male patriarchy or whatever. Like, you think that is everyone.
Yeah.
And the reality is that's not the case.
No.
Social media is really good at blowing that shit the fuck up and making you feel like that's the majority of people. And it's just not the case. So I think that's the best way to look at it.
Makes sense.
Is that. And then, unfortunately for CD Projekt Red with this game and with their past games, they're coming under fire. And a lot of it is because they just don't care.
Yeah.
They're Polish.
Yeah.
They don't think about this shit.
No.
Either because it's not part of the culture over there to get too concerned with it, or over there the part of the culture that clashes with here is the outrage culture, is the being offended about absolutely fucking everything. Right? It was like what we talked about last week. It was like a black dude wrote this book,
yes.
and that Cyberpunk is based on.
Yeah.
And you got some white
dude,
neck-bearded Polygon, Kotaku, whatever the fuck, one of the usuals, writing this article telling this black dude how to feel offended about his own material. And you're like,
I know. It's crazy. 2019.
Right?
Having fun yet?
Let's blast. It's good shit. Let me tell you. So yeah, it's a deep hole, and it's something that unfortunately is really hard to tackle because social media makes it almost impossible.
Yeah, and I don't think it's ending anytime soon either.
No, that's the
Godspeed.
I think the outrage culture part or the offense thing, I think that's going to die out first. I think that's probably about 5 years out of being done and over with. But the rest of this shit, I mean, God knows how long it's going to take to get around some of this stuff. It's a crapshoot, bro.
Well,
It's an
what's
absolute
next?
crapshoot. Speaking of outrage culture, Dr. Disrespect. He's back.
He is back.
2 weeks. I'm not gonna lie, that's briefer than I even thought. I thought month was the short end of the stick.
That's where I thought we were going with it too.
I thought month would have placated enough people to not have the backlash be particularly big. The upside for Doc is that people are actually so tied up in this Twitch release about the subscriber-only streams that I haven't seen more than a handful of people talk about Doc before the narrative changed, and now it's all about Twitch.
He's lucked out a little bit.
That was good. It was good for him. So he's back. 2 weeks. The channel came back up. He wasn't even streaming, but obviously the community figured it out, and then his chat was just going bonkers.
I went into his chat randomly after I was done streaming.
Oh, it's nuts.
And it was like 1 o'clock, almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I was laying in bed, and it was nothing but straight up subs central. There was like 10 gifted subs, 100 gifted subs, 100. It was like people were just like,
oh yeah. I mean, what do you expect, right? I mean, the guy's got hundreds of thousands of followers. A small subsection of those people would actually give a fuck about what happened.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, most of them don't. I mean, look at the type of followers he probably has.
Let's put it this.
They're not the type that are going to be like, not all of them, and I don't mean that like to negatively talk shit, but it's the demographic where look at the type of content he makes. He's a fucking troll.
To say nothing of the TOS breaking, which he absolutely did, and to say nothing about the laws in which he absolutely broke, the reason why this is likely to happen is that not one person that was in the videos in those bathrooms brought it to Twitch's attention or to the police. They didn't give a fuck.
No.
So that was good. They got away with it. Doc got lucky there. Which means the police didn't bother.
Mm-hmm.
Not worth their time. E3 levied their pass removal.
Yep.
Twitch banned them because they had to, at least for a while, to see how this all
figured
played
it out. Yeah, figured out what the fuck's going on.
Nothing legal came down. Nobody came at them, and now he's back. And life life just fucking goes on, bro.
Nice little vacation. He's gonna come back to some extreme love. He's gonna get some more headlines.
And I hate that Twitch is so shit at enforcing their own TOS, but at the same time, for this instance, like I can't care. I don't even watch Doc that much anymore. I'm a fan of his character in that I think it's nice that somebody in the website's actually putting in the effort to be a character. It's like doing RP, but without actually being on an RP server. He's just RPing
all the time. Yeah.
So, not very many people actually put that effort in, so that's nice to see. But the thing is that in general, to just calm down about it being Dr. Disrespect and just look at it and go, all right, if nobody that was on that video brought up anything, nobody cared, it's a bunch of dudes taking a piss, nobody's dick was seen, whatever, the guys are going to go,
who gives a fuck?
If I was in that bathroom and it happened, and I couldn't possibly. Yeah. I wouldn't possibly care.
I wouldn't give a fuck.
I could not possibly care less.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Actually, my dick gonna be seen for like a microsecond?
Yeah.
Get a microscope. Take a good look. I just like a guy. If it was in a women's bathroom, and I don't mean Doc going into a women's. Obviously, that's probably like a female going into a female's bathroom. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they wouldn't care either.
Well, they'd most likely be in stalls. They wouldn't be just kind of,
hanging out. Yeah, it's true. The urinal isn't a thing.
Yeah.
So, is this a big deal? Yes. Should he not have done it? Yes. But should people realize that because nobody raised an issue.
Yeah.
Police weren't involved.
Yeah.
Nothing went on there.
Yeah.
At worst, what people should be hung up on is that the TOS is not being enforced particularly well. You know, they can say, well, we did ban them for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But people get banned for like a month for far less.
Way less.
So
way less.
That's the.
I'm happy he's not banned permanently, because
yeah,
that would have sucked not
that
only
would've
for
been
Twitch
brutal, yeah.
but for the community,
Yeah.
because he is one hell of an entertainer, and we talked about it in great length before. It's probably something he didn't mean to do.
It's not that I don't think he meant to do it. I just think not maliciously. Just in his head, I think that was going a lot differently.
Yeah, it was a lot different
For sure.
Yeah.
But
But he's back, so that's
he's back.
good, and congrats to him. And nobody sued or anything, or at least that's not what we're hearing. So that's also good.
And again, because once again, Twitch. Cover and Doc coming out, releasing this partner, this subscriber only stream thing.
That
took all the attention.
Yep.
Real quick.
Right off his back. Yep. Right off his back.
Real quick. Which I guess we can just jump right into.
Let's do it.
So in case you didn't know, we talked about this. Oh my goodness, was this a month ago?
About a month ago. Yeah.
Where they announced that they were doing like the beta runs and stuff for this program, where Twitch was going to be having it possible for partners to have subscriber only streams.
Yep.
Is now live, I guess.
It is
for everyone.
When I go on my for partners and affiliates, and you have to had
Certain
no
number of
TOS
hours
violations in the last
Right.
like 90 days. There's a
So
couple
Doc
of
can't use it
no, you can't.
theoretically.
Well, actually, he could probably make a phone call
and make it happen.
and let's be real. Let's be fucking real.
Let's see,
here.
that's true. Yeah,
If Doc was like, "Yo,
I want to do it,"
there's a lot of heat
it
going
wouldn't
on right
surprise me
now.
if his first ever stream back.
Could you imagine?
Oh my god!
Could you imagine if he's like, you know what? I don't want to deal with the trolls. Let me just throw that shit on.
I want to see it.
You know what? If there's one dude on all of Twitch
Get away with it.
that can get away with it and play it off like he's a fucking dick and fuck the plebs that don't subscribe, it's Doc. He's the only one. He's the only one that gets the pass. Nobody else can do it.
That would be amazing.
Nobody else could do it.
That'd be amazing. I want to see it now. That needs to happen. Doc, I know you're not listening, but do it.
Please
do it.
Make it happen.
I want to see the absolute catastrophic fallout on my Twitter timeline when that happens. I think that would be amazing. So Twitch has this implemented, and of course, lots of people very upset, and a little bit, and by a little bit, I mean woefully ignorant.
Yeah.
And making a lot of assumptions.
Yeah.
With very weak evidence.
There's been no evidence. I haven't seen anybody make, like, the ones that are angry, and there's been a lot. Like, I mean,
more than I thought.
I thought, and I thought, and even some of the streamers that I consider very intelligent streamers, and that
saying some stupid shit,
saying some stuff that I'm like, I can't even like this tweet. Like,
yeah,
where I'm going, I think you're missing the ball here. But at the same time, it's the cool thing to make fun of now, to get some likes and to hate on, and I get it. But ultimately, I think people got it all wrong.
So the
ones that are complaining,
yeah,
but I can also see, and you can talk. I can also see their concerns.
I can see them,
but their concerns are so.
Some people are also concerned the government's planting microchips in our skin and tracking us.
Yeah, that too.
And that they're buying lots of plastic caskets for reducing the population for the New World Order. However, it's not reality.
No.
So, the complaints seem to be centered around, the usual, this is full-blown sellout. This is just another way to gate people and like hoard as much money as humanly possible.
Yep.
Both for Twitch and for
the
streamer themselves. And that seems to be about it. That's the complaint.
Yeah, that's it. It doesn't go any further than that.
And it's generally speaking, it's people who don't already pay for a subscription to any of these channels.
Yes, I've also seen,
because if they did, they wouldn't be complaining,
yeah,
because they'd be able to see all the content anyway.
Well, that's true. I did see a couple of people on Twitter messaging under, like, I know Summit, he kind of made fun of it a little bit, and he said, yeah, he said something about, getting ready to do his
Oh, yeah,
sub
he,
only.
yeah, he did.
But he
his
was
sub
completely
only.
joking.
His follow up was like,
His
if you
follow-up
think
was
this
like, if
tweet
this is
was
real, then
you're an idiot.
You're an
Yeah,
idiot.
Yeah.
And then there was like one dude that said like, I'm a subscriber, but I'm unsubbing the moment you do this or something. And then he had a whole bunch of fucking likes or whatever, right? But anyway, here it is. This is my hot take on it.
Hot take.
All right, for those that are concerned about streamers in general gating you from being able to watch their content that they produce for free to begin with, but just in case you're concerned that they're going to gate you and you can't watch and you can't afford to subscribe or you just don't want to, right? Because some people. Probably
Some
a lot
people
of people
need that third coffee, Jeff.
Yeah, I mean, hey, some people are just like, fuck this. I just, what? And then now, what I'm hearing a lot of now,
Cocaine's
too.
an expensive habit.
I'm also hearing a lot of people go, hey, this streamer already has thousands of subscribers.
Yes.
They don't need my money.
That's right.
Right? So I've
Which
been hearing,
is exactly how all of this works.
Yes. I've been hearing that a lot. I've been seeing that a lot more and more lately. And so there are people that are just like, I'm not willing to give this guy or gal any of my money, and I still want to be able to watch their content for free.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So number one, here's my first hot take on it, and people can fucking get angry at me for saying this. Even if a streamer wanted to put a gate on their content, they have every right to do that if they want to. They have no obligation to give you anything for free if they don't want to. Period. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, that is just straight up. It's like a street performer, right? You go on the street and a street performer's performing, and then they have a little tiny box that you can subscribe or throw some money at for their entertainment, and you can sit around and watch. But say if the street performer is performing at the Buskers for 8 hours, and you're sitting there for 8 hours consuming their free content and entertainment, and you're not willing to give them a tip, subscribe, or whatever, that's fine.
You are also not obligated.
You're not obligated to do it.
Yeah.
But you also have no right whatsoever if this individual decides to go, you know what? I've got my craft down. I've been working hard.
Split Crow.
I'm gonna go to the Split Crow. It's gonna be a $5. It's a $5 cover to come down and listen to my performance. You can go get up in arms and go, oh no! I've
been here all day supporting you with my ears.
That's it. Like that's the way I see it. It's like, yes, it sucks that you can no longer consume it for free, but this performer also doesn't have to continue to do it for free if they don't want to. So that's one thing. And I'm on the boat of it's stupid for that performer to go into Split Crow or to a bar and do a cover, because ultimately I believe they'll make more money being on the streets in hopes that their content or their show will entertain more foot traffic, and you'll receive more money from doing it in a free area, opposed to gating yourself behind a cover and, having direct people know that you're in there and willing to go out of pocket. So I'm with the audience on that in terms of you're stupid if you do it, because you are going to make more money doing content for free, period. And not asking for the money
in this industry. Which is, I want to remind people,
yes,
wildly different.
Yes.
Than every other industry.
Yes.
It is not comparable to other industries.
Yes.
The way in which this whole thing is monetized because of the demographic of people involved in this sphere, both as content creators and as viewers,
yes,
is a totally different mindset of how content is wanted to be consumed and paid for, if at all.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if people are wondering why esports is so fucking slow to get off the ground,
this is it.
It's because monetizing this demographic,
it's tough.
It's goddamn impossible.
It's tough.
You've got individual streamers pulling down more viewers than
TV
entire
shows.
Industry pushed back shit.
Yes.
Because it's all random. It is entirely fucking random. I have like 60 people watching me on average,
Yeah.
I could make over $1,000 US in 4 hours.
Yeah.
You could go watch somebody with 3,000 people.
Yeah.
They've gotten
Zero.
zero.
Yes.
This industry is ad hoc. There's no, like, you can try and science the fuck out of it, but at the end of the day,
Yeah. Yeah.
and so when it comes to this shit, it's no different.
Yeah.
You're not going, and people who are in this industry are not stupid. They're going to see this, and here's my take on it. One, first of all, if you're complaining about this, I'm sorry to tell you this. You're fucking stupid. Or you're broke, or both.
Try to keep a straight face.
That's just it. I'm sorry to tell you. But you're and this is coming from a dude moving back in with his parents. Guess what? I'm broke too, bitch. But I'm not complaining about it. You're stupid and broke.
Okay, so
Now hold on.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, look. People in this industry are very much aware that if they don't do pretty much everything for free and minimize any kind of traditional methods in which to monetize their channels,
Yeah.
they are fucked.
Yes.
They might get a very, and I stress, very small window of boosted income above average, and then it will tank
Yes.
so quick,
Yeah.
it'll look like Overwatch League's viewer numbers. Drop off the face of the fucking, or it'll be like WoW Classic
Yeah. Yeah.
overnight.
Yeah.
And then they're fucked. And the longer that they do it, the less money and the less people are going to be there.
Yes.
Except for, and I stress, very few.
Yeah. Some get it.
Looking at the bell curve, you're like, you are kilometers approaching zero on the other side of that bell graph. Some people can get away with it. Almost nobody. 99% plus of all content creators will not use this
Nope.
as a daily driver
Nope.
for any content that you have been consuming
Nope.
for years.
Yep.
It's not going to happen.
Zero chance.
And if they do, guess what?
they're dead.
They're as stupid as the people complaining about this
Yeah,
shit.
they're dead. They're
because they don't understand this industry.
Yeah, they're on a self-destructive path that
Hey, Jeff.
yeah.
Remember when YouTube came out for you can now charge per episode of whatever the fuck you put up on YouTube?
I remember that.
99 cents, $4.99, $10.99, whatever the fuck you want. Remember when people lost their shit over that?
Yep.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
When's the last time you saw anyone use it?
Never.
Great. Do you think it's going to suddenly happen now?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here we are.
Bro, that is it. And so my first point was that about if the streamer did want to, that's their choice, and a viewer can be upset about it, and they can vocalize they're upset about that, and I totally get it, going from one thing to another. So that's fine. But what Adam is saying, and I fully agree with, and I even tweeted out today, 99.9% of all the streamers that you love and watch will never use this, or if they do, it will be so once in a while that it will not impede in your enjoyment of watching free content. Period. Because
and if it's something that they choose, let's say this. Let's throw out some ideas. We tossed these ideas out.
Sure.
Last time we talked about this when it was in beta.
sure.
What you're probably going to see for some streamers is extracurricular content.
Yes.
That's what we like to call it.
Yes.
Right? That's the pre-mainstream
Yep.
and post-mainstream content.
Yep.
Some people might already be doing that for free, and now they're going to monetize it. Some people maybe have never done it, but now they're going to see it as a reason to have a slightly more intimate stream with their subscribers before and after
Yep.
a stream.
Yep.
Maybe it's coffee.
Yeah.
Before they stream for 8 straight goddamn hours for free.
Yep.
Maybe they have a coffee, and they just want to have a nice chat with subscribers only.
That's it.
You want the privilege of asking questions,
Q&A.
hanging out, just whatever, enjoying that. Guess what? You have an avenue. It's called $4.99. And if you have too many people that you want to take part in that, well, guess what? It's called a first world goddamn problem. And if you're already paying $10 in coffee a day, maybe axe one of those coffees. And if you still can't, if you absolutely need every vice in your entire life, well, you got two options: go broke as fuck, or make more money. That's your choice.
Yeah.
If you have so much time on your hands that live streamers that are live for anywhere from 5 to 25 hours.
Let's add an extra hour in
a day.
It feels like it sometimes.
If you can't look at that and go, I can miss a couple of those hours because I can't afford $5 a month for this specific person. If you have so much time in your hands that you have like 15, 20 streamers you need to subscribe to consume all that content, then you better make the money to cover that shit.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, tough shit. If Starbucks just ups the price of the coffee you're having in the morning, you're going to complain about it for a bit, but if it's really that important to you,
you're going to buy it.
You're buying it.
You're going to fucking buy it.
You're fucking paying it.
You're going to fucking buy it, period.
Because you've turned that want, because coffee is not a need. Let's be very, very fucking real here.
Yeah.
You've turned it into a need. And that's fine if you want to turn it into a need. Some people have cocaine as a need. But if it's going to be a need, don't bitch when the supply gets a little harder to come by.
Yeah. I think a lot of this is, and trust, we both have made our living off primarily Twitch and live streaming. That's where pretty much all my income comes. And I know the generosity of viewers. I know that if you put in the time, they will reward you.
Yes.
And it's not everybody.
Yeah.
But you get enough support that you can make a very, very,
absolutely,
very nice income, and you don't have to gate anything.
No.
And I
haven't ran an ad.
No, I don't even run
in years.
I don't even run ads because I talk about it in my book. It pisses more people off than what you actually make.
Guess what else would piss people off?
Sub only. It'll piss. It's just stupid. So all your favorite streamers aren't going to do it. Here's where the problem lies, Adam. The problem lies with the viewership's entitlement and the ownership of the feeling of ownership of a streamer. Where, listen, motherfucker, if it isn't for me, you don't have a job, you don't have viewership, and when you are and it's the being on all the fucking time. And being available all the time, because that's what any successful streamer has to do. They have to be on there all the time. And you are at the mercy of your viewers, which means if, for example, say I needed to eat, all right? Say this is real life, I needed food, and I don't have the ability to go to the grocery store. I don't have the money to go there. So what I have to do is I have to go on the street and I have to perform in some way in hopes that somebody will feel bad for me or will enjoy so much that they're going, I want to feed this guy. So you almost look like an individual that is at the mercy of the people that are walking by. And in this case, you're at the mercy of your viewer to give you, because no good streamer begs for money or says, I need a donation, I need this, I need that, because one, it's rude. Number two, it's distasteful. There are ways that you can almost ask without asking. You can remind, so a lot of people say, hey, if you got the Twitch Prime,
put up a gold bar.
You can put up a gold bar. You can do these little tiny hints in hopes that somebody will reward you for your efforts for the day. And if you're good, they will. But it's the mentality of the viewer of ownership, of like, listen, we run this show. Even though you run the show, we dictate if it continues. So whenever a streamer wants to do something like this, a sub-only thing, something like as small as a sponsorship, you want to do something on the bounty board on Twitch, next thing you know, you got hashtag ad. You've got your chat telling you, where's your hashtag ad? Oh, you're a fucking sellout. I'm not staying for this. This is fucking stupid. And the one time, because you can't say, oh, I need this money. I've got an opportunity to make a few $100s in an hour. It would really mean a lot to me if you just stuck around and supported me for this.
Or just leave and not talk about it.
Or just leave and shut the fuck up while I try and make a goddamn living without your fucking approval or your goddamn disapproval. Just fuck off if you just don't.
But they have to constantly tell you when it's okay to make money, when it's not okay to make money, because it's the ownership mentality. It is this, I run the show. It's an inconvenience to what I want. It's not for what you want. And that's where all of this stems from. They complained when a sub button came. Oh, it's $4.99. I want my free emotes. Use Better Twitch TV. It's free. I don't want to pay $4.99. Oh, now there's a $9.99 and a $24.99 one? Oh, but I want that emote and I don't want to spend the money.
Everyone's going to gate emotes behind $24.99.
Oh, you've got a sponsorship? Oh, I don't like seeing a brand up at the top right of the corner. Oh, and if you do it, make sure you put hashtag ad so I fucking know, and I know that when I come into the stream, I can say you're a fucking sellout. Whenever you want to make money for your career and provide for your family,
it's a problem.
It's a fucking problem.
Yeah.
But yet, we do things like Patreon. Nobody seems to fucking care. Nobody's like, fuck you and your Patreon, because they're used to it. And they don't have that ownership. Netflix, what? Why in the fuck are my shows behind a paywall? People pay for it. Nobody fucking complains, or very few people complain. But in this industry, I don't know. It's insane. Guys, no real good streamer is going to use this as a way of blocking out your ability to watch. And if they do it, they're idiots. Because they don't actually understand the business, and it's stupid. Where I see it coming, and where I see it's going, is this is an opportunity for more of Twitch to be able to bring more of their TV shows, have their own Twitch, kind of like YouTube Red, have their own Twitch thing. We're talking Amazon here, guys. They have Amazon Prime shows. Do you really believe that they're not going to come to Twitch and start playing these shows? Do you really not believe that all these Pokemon marathons and shit, that they're not going to put these behind paywalls? This is going to allow individuals to be able to consume television and big sporting events or whatever on Twitch to bring more people to the platform. And I believe primarily that's what this is going to be for.
Yes, esports
events,
pre-done content that streamers upload. We've had the ability to upload videos for a while. We've had the ability to premiere videos for a while so that you can tell people ahead of time to show up for it.
Yep.
And now we're getting subscriber only stuff. So now you'll be able to have subscriber only premiered bespoke content.
Yes.
That isn't in a live environment.
Yes.
Be housed on Twitch.
Yes.
To expand the content possibilities on the website that Amazon is looking at here as a way in which to be able to gather a bigger market for themselves to take on YouTube and everyone else. This is just what it is.
This is what this is for.
But for your streamers,
no.
As your general everyday live streaming fare, almost nobody. You can't say nobody because somebody's gonna be dumb enough to try it.
Well, then you're just gonna get wrecked.
You're gonna get fucking wrecked.
And good, that's good news for us.
And that's great.
The ones that aren't
then
doing
they'll
it,
come find us.
Gonna come find us because they're gonna fuck themselves in the ass, and that's just bad business.
That's all it is.
That's just bad business. And like I said, there will be probably some big streamers that will do it once in a while for some sort of specific event, or like you said, a Q&A or something like that. But guys, everybody is getting all up in arms over nothing. Nothing. I could probably go on Twitch right now, and I probably can't find more than 3 people on the entire website on something that is brand new. You know, when something's fucking new, people want to try this shit out.
It's just not. It's just not going to happen.
It's just not
It's not going to happen.
Listen, viewers, I beg you. Content providers, I also beg you, because the other content providers that bitch about this, they're only validating what the viewers perceive as entitlement. Content providers, calm the tits. Because when you go on Twitter and you're like, fuck this shit, this is crazy, I ain't doing it, blah, 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 you're only fueling the fucking fire. You're just, listen, I know you like the likes. I know you like the retweets.
Well, you get to bank in on everyone else like complaining about the viewers, and so you look like the good guy.
You look like a good guy.
Yeah, yeah, and they're never going to use it themselves.
No.
And so they just get to go out and say, yeah, fuck this shit, because they're never going to use it. And then they look like the good guy, and everyone's like, yeah, see, they're behind us, they agree with us, and they're a content provider.
How fucking cool would it be, right? How cool would it be if somebody like, for example, Lord of the Rings, goes, hey, Twitch, I see that you have gated abilities now.
Yes.
We typically don't like people streaming our movies.
Yes.
But how would you like to do a Lord of the Rings marathon? You make the channel. It's behind a $5 gate. Anybody that wants to be part of the marathon can pay the $5, and the whole chat can get there and watch it all together, and it'll be fucking amazing. We'll do all the Lord of the Rings, all the Hobbit shit, and we'll rerun it for like the next 3 days.
Yeah.
All you need to do is pay $5. Who's gonna fucking complain about that? That would be amazing.
Lots of people.
Yeah, but I mean, okay, I'm sorry,
because it's on Twitch.
No, but exactly, exactly.
It's the environment in which it's in.
Exactly. But how cool would that be if we're starting to get those opportunities where, as a community, we can start watching mainstream content behind a $5 paywall for a month.
Twitch on Amazon has a bunch of stuff that's there,
all kinds,
and the streamer gets to go, okay, I want to watch this movie with my community.
Yep.
And people can pay $5.
Yep.
To come in.
Yep.
And watch this movie with me. I don't get any of that money.
Goes straight to
It goes to them.
To them.
But it allows us as a community
to get together.
And have some fun shit.
Fucking A, bro. How fucking cool would that be?
And then
it's
it's not people doing like the weird workaround bootleg shit that streamers do now.
Yeah.
Which lots of streamers totally fucking do.
All the time.
And so
everybody's getting paid, right? And I don't. That's where I see this going. I see it primarily for that sort of stuff, and I get excited by these things because I understand how much that can bring. And I also know that most streamers that are successful, they are smart individuals. Obviously, they're successful streamers. They know how to run their own business.
Yeah,
they're not stupid enough to be running this shit.
No,
3 days a week. They're not. They're just not that dumb. You don't have to worry about it.
I want to stress again the word dumb.
Yes.
This is ignorance beyond belief.
Yes.
And it exists on Twitch because the community has been used to exclusively free shit in waves throughout Twitch's 8-year lifespan.
Yeah.
And so every time one of these things comes up,
Yep.
it feels like it's against Twitch's grain. And nobody none of these people, I'm not going to say nobody, but none of these fucking people that complain have literally, I'm going to tell you this right now, if you're complaining, you have no idea. Zero. It's like you likely trying to talk about the intricacies of brain surgery.
Yeah.
You have no idea. You might have gone on like fucking Google and tried to low-key teach yourself about how to perform brain surgery. But guess what, motherfucker? You don't know how to you don't know how to do brain surgery. And just like you went on to some Reddit forum where people were talking about what it's really like behind the scenes as a content creator on Twitch and YouTube. You're like, yeah, that's easy to digest. I understand it. Now I can go out there and get angry about shit. Motherfucker, you don't know shit.
No.
You actually don't know.
You know what does make me happy though? As much as I shit on the ones that are complaining.
One more time before you say this, you're a fucking idiot.
There are lots of people that aren't concerned.
Exactly.
And there are a ton of people that support the people that they like.
100%.
In fact, the vast majority of people do.
Absolutely.
Which is amazing.
Absolutely.
But man, when the vocal minority come out
fucking idiots.
And they start pitchforking and just going crazy.
Vapid.
Over nothing. It'd be one thing, bro, if Twitch did this. And I'm not even saying this isn't even out of the realm of possibility 5 years, 10 years down the road. I seriously mean this. And this will actually enrage people. And I'd even have mixed feelings about this. In fact, I'd be concerned. It's not like Twitch is putting a pay gate on the site. Imagine 5-10 years from now where Twitch gets so big and there's such a demand,
like a Netflix
it becomes Netflix. You have to pay Twitch to even get on.
And then you pay subs on top of that.
On top of that.
Yeah.
I shit you not. I can see that happening. Maybe not at that aggressively, but I can see something happening. Or even paying Twitch for the ability to chat, but you can still watch.
Well, here's
something.
Here's the thing.
That gives
we're,
people
we're watching,
a reason.
We're watching some interesting things happen right now. Twitch's ad rate right now has gone through
the roof.
They are doubling and tripling down on ads to the point now.
Oh, it's pissing people off too.
And it's happening on YouTube as well, where they're not just playing one ad. They're playing
multis,
double ads.
60 second, 90 second.
So when you're getting to the skip, it doesn't say skip ad, it says skip ads.
Yeah, one of two.
With an
one
S.
of four.
Okay?
Yeah.
And on YouTube, the problem there is some of them are unskippable. So you're getting multiple unskippable ads back to back to back. That's because, pro tip, for people that still think that YouTube is making Google lots of money, it's not. And that people think Twitch is just rolling in infinite amounts of money. It's not. Again, monetizing this community is really, really fucking hard.
Yeah.
And so they are trying their best to come up with any way as an option. This is not something that people have to use. Options to further increase some semblance of revenue stream to make up for the fact that advertisement makes very little fucking money. The ads that make any money on this website and on YouTube are baked in ads that are sponsors.
Yeah.
Not pre-rolls and shit that ad block is largely taken care of.
Yep.
But the
I'll
stuff
tell you
that
right
is
now,
in the video itself.
I don't run ads on my stream because it pisses people off, and I know it's not worth it because if I have 2,000 viewers and I run an ad, I'm going to lose at least 10-15% of that viewership while that ad goes. Period. They're just going to be like, fuck this, I'm just going to go watch somebody else.
100%.
And so I know that out of those 10-15% of 2,000 people, all it takes is maybe 4 of them within the period of them staying on my stream to become a paid subscriber, donate, send bits, whatever the fuck, and it pays for that potential ad that I had.
Yeah.
Plus, I can create a connection with them or give them a moment of wow,
exactly.
this guy's amazing. I'm hitting the follow button. Now I've got them, as a fan. I understand that. So I don't run ads, but I can tell you, I looked at my analytics last night. I have almost 500,000 views on my channel in the last 30 days. I don't run ads, but there's the pre-roll ads.
Always pre-roll,
every time
yeah.
somebody comes in. So 500,000 people. I'm sure some of them don't receive it depending on the region, but say even 300,000 of them. Ad block, whatever. Actually, I don't even think ad block works. I think they have it implemented now where
Some of them do.
So yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I think there is like one new ad block that can actually bypass it.
Yeah.
But the standard old one, it don't work.
No.
But anyway, probably shouldn't have said that because now more people can search. But we'll say even 300,000 of them received a pre-roll ad. I made $325. That's how much I made off ads, about $325
500,000
for 500,000 people.
Yeah. And here's the thing. We've complained about ways in which Twitch has tried to monetize the community in the past, you and I. But it's been context is important. So we complained, for example, when they were changing how what's it, Twitch Turbo?
Yeah,
worked,
Turbo. Yes.
was bad.
Yes. The $9.99 thing, I think.
Yeah, that whole thing was bad. And then when they changed how ads are now playing for everyone if they're a subscriber or not, unless they were grandfathered. But now I think even grandfathered.
I don't even think. You know what? I'm starting to think that even grandfathers don't get it. Yeah.
So stuff like that. There's definitely been some unfortunate and questionable moves that have happened for the sake of monetization. This is
not one of them.
Definitely not one of them.
Yeah, this is not one of them.
There are things to get upset about. This is definitely not one of them.
And I'm all for people getting upset and voicing because when things do get out of control, we do need people to stand up. More so the content creators. It just would have been nice to see more people of influence in the Twitch community to stand. And I've seen quite a few to stand up and say, guys, you have nothing to worry about. This isn't for what we do or for most of us. You don't have to worry about this. But instead of, I feel like a lot of them are bashing. Listen, I'm all for a good Twitch bashing when they deserve it. This isn't one of those times.
No.
Because I feel like this is going to open up doors for things that people are going to love down the road. And like I said, it's the mentality of the ownership of a viewer where they are entitled to the free content and they want to be able to consume it when they want, how they want, and they only want to pay if they want to pay.
Yeah.
Which is fine. It's totally fine. But I don't think you have the right to complain when when people start to want to make money on their content if they choose that's the route that they want to go. It can be disappointing. It can be frustrating. But man, some of the stuff I've been seeing is like, oh my God, like people are legitimately threatening they're like, you're seeing like long-term people. And there was one person in my community that I saw, wasn't talking to me about it, but was talking to another streamer that I follow, and they're a subscriber to that streamer, and they told that streamer that, like, if you do this, I'm done. Like, I'm not watching you anymore, and blah, blah, blah. And I know that if that individual said that to me, I'd be kind of hurt about it, because as for me, there are people in my community that I like care a lot about, that've been around, that I consider friends. I mean, pretty much a lot of people, but there are community members that have been around for fucking
we have
since
community
the
members
dawn
that
of
are
time.
6, 7, 8 years
8 years deep.
Yeah.
Right. And I would legitimately be like saddened and like, I'd be like, damn, that
I would be disappointed.
Like, I mean, damn, bro. It's like somebody breaking up with you over some shit. Like, and people are getting really upset about nothing right now, and it's kind of shitty. It's just shitty.
It really is. So anyway, it is really and truly. If I offended you by calling you stupid because you're actually upset about this,
I mean, listen, it's a technical alpha podcast.
I'm actually not sorry. I'm just not.
I think it's just a lot of people just need to be, I think, a little bit more educated. I think they're just jumping the gun a bit.
They also don't want to be educated.
Okay, well those people are stupid, but I think there are some people that
upset about things.
When you break it down to them, and hopefully we've done it in some way. I know in our own ragey way, but in all seriousness, I think once people kind of get it.
There are lots of people that did it way more level-headed, gave nice, long-winded Twitter threads.
Yeah, and people still went.
People are still like, man, it's just not. You can't fix stupid, bro. There's, like John Cleese said, there's a point in which somebody is so stupid that they don't realize their own stupidity. That's the scariest level of stupid, is when you're so dumb that you don't know you're dumb.
That's scary.
Then you can't. Then you're in an impossible situation where you can't. That's when you're in the spot where you start presenting them reality, and they will still go against the grain. That's where you're at. If it's like, again, it's like somebody, and it's all paranoia, and it's a tinfoil hatty thing. It's like a scientist who is 65 years old, has 2 PhDs, and has been studying a very hyper-specific field for their entire career. And they come down to talk to some people that have been saying some stupid shit about their specific field and go, hey guys, guess what? I have 2 PhDs, and I've been doing this shit for longer than you've been alive and breathing. I want to let you know, that ain't it, bro.
You're wrong.
And then those people look at him and go, bullshit.
Those are stupid.
That's
stupid.
That's where we're
That's
at.
stupid.
Is when a content creator comes out and says that, like you had on Twitter. You came out, said your piece, and a guy went, well, of course content creator's happy with it. Fuck off.
Yeah. And then I said, well, explain yourself. And, and he refused to. And I said, all right, man, stop crying. He's like, I'm not crying. Okay. All right, man. Jeez.
It's fucking brutal.
Yeah. It's all good. We love you guys, but god damn, man. I'm telling you, there's good's gonna come out of this. Good's gonna come out. And I will partake. If there comes a thing where there's like a huge marathon of shows that we could watch together as a community, and everybody's happy, sign me up, Buttercup. I will go into the sub-only thing, or I will join it'll probably be more of a different channel doing it. Probably wouldn't be mine, but I will pay the $4.99 to be able to go in and watch a marathon of fucking, I don't know, the Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Yes.
Or, all, like I said, the Lord of the Rings or whatever.
Here's the really weird thing for me, though. And again, this stresses the mentality of this, is that if you're already a subscriber.
Did I say Chippendale Rescue Rangers?
I'd watch it.
I don't even know why that...
Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
Dude, I would watch the shit out of that.
I'd fucks with it. Here's the thing, is if you people that are complaining about this are complaining because they don't want to be locked out of content creators that they enjoy.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if they like somebody's content so much that, and they probably consume, if you look at so the average Twitch user in a day is on the site for over an hour and a half. It's one of the biggest engagements in entertainment. An hour and a half.
That's a lot. It's like
per
watching a movie
user.
all the time. It's a lot.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's a huge amount of engagement. There are people that watch streamers
8 hours, bruh.
for 4 to 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
Whether it's in the background at work, they get home, they're watching it instead of TV because they don't have TV or whatever the fuck. And if you aren't able to, for the anywhere from, let's say you watched a half an hour of somebody a day, right? 15 hours a month. And they decide to paywall like 2 out of those 15 hours that you're there for $5 in a month, and you like their content so much that it is part of your daily routine, and you're gonna bitch about $4.99 a month for somebody that you actually
or
give a
Twitch
shit
Prime
that
sub.
you actually give a fuck about. Okay?
Yeah.
And you're gonna complain about that?
Yeah.
Go fuck yourself. Go with the largest cactus that you can find, rotate it, and see how good the colon cleanse is.
And I'm going deep.
You were talking about I can't
know what
understand
you're
that
saying.
mentality.
I know.
If you're watching
It's
somebody
entitlement. I already went
so
through it.
fucking
Already went
long,
through it.
well, it's entitlement, but it's like it's an
It's
entitlement
an ownership.
in a-
It's like an ownership thing, man.
it's
telling you.
entitlement in a way that makes no sense to me. Like if you care about something so hard and you can't, it's not $4.99 a day.
No, it's just per
It's
month.
not that each stream is going to cost you $4.99 goddamn cents. You're talking about 1 month where the people complaining are probably consuming anywhere from 10 to 40 hours in a month.
Oh, dude, I know there's people
Or
consuming dude, 10 to 40 hours a week
Okay, right?
a fucking month
For $5
per month, dude.
$5
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if 70% of my viewership are 10 to 40 hours a week.
If you're in that camp and you're not subbed already
yeah,
because you can't afford it,
yeah, and you know
Odds
what?
are-
no, but that's fine. Just don't complain.
Just don't complain.
If you can't afford it or you don't want to, you just don't complain about it.
But
and
if you're
that's
gonna complain
totally
about it-
cool. Yeah. If you can't afford, we're not going to hound
That's
anybody
cool.
for that because
But if
everybody
you're
has.
if you're
but
complaining
don't
about it-
complain. Yeah. That's
I'm
the
gonna guarantee you that the people that are complaining are the ones that can absolutely afford it.
thing. Yeah.
100 fucking goddamn percent. Not one person complaining about this is somebody who can't afford to get on for these minute little things on these handful of streamers that they watch 40 to 100 hours a month, whatever fucking whack ass statistic you want to throw out there. I can guarantee you they can afford it. They just don't want to spend the money. They'll be the same people that will go into a stream and donate $50 in one sitting and then forget about it. But when it comes to a subscription model where they have to
commitment.
think about it and it's a commitment, it's $5.
Yeah.
It's a mental hurdle and it's, oh my God,
Yeah.
it's coming out of my bank every month. Oh shit. But then, you hit up that IRL, bro. You hit up that IRL. You got that girl. You got that girl playing Just Dance. And you really like that Jason Derulo song?
Jason Derulo.
He's singing on key because he actually has his earpiece in proper. And you're like, oh shit, that's fire. Man, Lululemon really pushing it right now. I like it.
Oh my
I like it. And I can respect it because it's a sports bra and I can't see everything. This isn't weird. I'm going to give her $500. That's the demographic we're seeing right now, bro. I'm telling you right now, straight up.
I love it,
Fucking
bro.
straight
Nothing
up.
to worry about, guys. We love you. Nothing to worry about.
I can tell you right now, my ass ain't
gonna-
doing it.
Fuck no.
And if I do it, it will be for like some really innocuous shit. It's like, you want to watch my weak, pale, white ass work out in the morning?
Come pay me.
Subscriber.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it. I mean, it'd also be cool too. I even thought like, hey, imagine if there's a fitness guru out there. Say if Diamond Dallas Page wanted to get on and do his live, do live shit.
I've talked to him a few times, being like, "Bro, you're missing out on a." Well, I mean, he's got his own app now where it's live on the app.
Yes.
So
But I mean, hey,
he can
you're
still reach
tapping
a
into
bigger audience, right?
Come in for $4.99 and you can get
100%.
all the daily yoga workouts. People that do diet related things. Want to do. There's so many things you could do. concerts for fuck's sakes. You could legitimately have a DJ that does a full fucking set of concerts.
Yes.
Like once a week, and it costs you $4.99. Marshmallow
shows up, does a set.
Who, like, I mean, you're not gonna, I mean, and isn't that funny too? Because wonder if, say, for example, who's a famous singer? Say Celine Dion.
Jason Derulo.
No, that's not you saying. But somebody big. Like somebody impactful.
Okay.
Somebody just like BTS or what's that?
BTS, yeah.
BTS.
That would be.
So say if BTS comes to Twitch.
Yes.
And they say, you know what?
That will absolutely happen sometime.
We're going to do one concert a week.
Yeah.
Right? Or we're going to bring you guys into the recording studio, or we're going to do an intimate
IRL BTS.
Like, but they're going to do a concert, and they come and they say it's a $4.99 paywall, right? Because we want people
subs
to
only.
pay thing. I think that is going to go over far more better than you or I
100%
going on and doing that. Because I think, once again, because
different
it's a different industry,
different mentality.
So they could totally get it. Same with film, movies coming in. They can. Some people will still complain, but it's the perception is completely different, and I think we're going to see a lot of that stuff, and that makes me excited. It'll be great for the platform. Listen, if you guys are cool with IRL streams and people literally sitting down and doing nothing, all right.
Some people just like to hang out and watch people talk, and
that's fine.
That's cool.
I'm really gearing towards another group of people. I don't want to.
Lululemon sponsored people.
If you don't have a problem with that,
yes.
You shouldn't have a problem with some of the great things that are probably going to be coming around, and bring more people onto the platform, which will trickle down into all of what we do and make communities bigger and hopefully better, and so on and so forth. And make Twitch more money, make streamers more money, and keep the individuals out there that are bringing the content happy because they're making money as well.
The word of the day is optional. It's the Sesame Street word of the day.
Optional.
Mm-hmm. The letter of the day is L for all the people that have been out there complaining about this shit. Take it.
Mid burp, and then I was like, wait a sec, the L, taking the loss, bro. He's taking the L. They're all taking the L today. Oh shit. I'm gonna keep an eye out though. All summer, I'm
definitely keep.
I'm gonna keep an eye out to see how many people are doing it and how that goes over for them.
Oh yeah. Oh for sure. I can't wait. It's gonna be fun.
Isn't it crazy though? Because we usually we're on the bandwagon of giving Twitch a hard time.
Oh for sure.
Now we're defending. We're like on the opposite because
there's no
downside to it. That's why.
Because it's optional.
Because it's optional.
It's the word of the day.
The word of the day.
It's optional.
It's optional.
It's fucking optional. It's not hard. Microsoft cuts internal original content creators and producers at Xbox and Mixer. And it looks like they're moving away from internal content creation. So what does that mean for Mixer? Or do you think that
say this one more time?
So they made some pretty big cuts internally for their original content creators and producers both at Xbox and at Mixer. So do you think that this is the beginning of Microsoft bowing out and Mixer being a thing that they don't want to pursue putting any more money into, which I don't know if that's the case yet. They might be. I think they might be pivoting to something else, but they put a lot of effort into integrating Mixer and stuff into Xbox.
Yeah.
And showing off events and stuff on Mixer and whatnot. So I don't know what this means. I don't know if this is like a sign of weakness or a sign of them simply looking at
Mixer's a weird place,
in a different direction with how they're gonna
Mixer is so weird because there are communities. Mixer reminds me a lot of Twitch when they first started, where there are a couple of communities that do really well, but then like a lot of the big communities that do well on Twitch, they like don't exist on Mixer because everybody's on Twitch. It's almost like they've created. It's almost like people got smart and they're like, you really like Smite? Well, nobody sees it on Twitch because it's buried to fuck. Let's go over to Mixer where we actually have a chance to be near the top, and we'll bring all those. So I'm on Mixer right now. We're seeing people with streams on Paladins with 4,000 viewers.
Yeah.
Fucking Smite, 2,200 viewers.
There are some sizable Mixer personalities.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird place because you look at it and they look to be relatively successful, but at the same time, Twitch is so big that you look at them and they're not. It's almost like they're nothing. Like they're a speck.
What I hope is that they continue to be a thing. I don't think Mixer's costing Microsoft a shitload of money.
Probably not. They already have the servers. They already have the infrastructure.
And everyone's paying them to be on Azure servers now too.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think it's going anywhere. I think at worst they're pivoting into how they tackle pushing the platform. But I hope that they don't go away with it, because at the end of the day, even though they're not huge, they're not like necessarily
That's small.
major they're not small, but they're not major competitors to Twitch.
Yeah.
What it does is that it's not that it necessarily lights a fire on Twitch's ass, but it gives Twitch ideas, right?
Yeah.
Any competition
is
better than zero competition.
Oh, 100%.
No matter how small said competition is.
Yep.
Because it always puts even the
Look at
tiniest bit of
streamers, for
pressure
example,
on
right?
that stuff.
You look at
Yeah.
streamers, for example, guys like me, where I go, okay, I'm going to play some Grand Theft Auto RP.
Right.
I've got tons of competition in terms of like viewership and stuff. The
Yeah,
great
yeah.
thing about GTRP is it's not really competition because everybody works
Everyone
together,
yeah, exactly.
which is
yeah.
it's unheard of for really any other community.
Yeah.
And nobody's like, no, don't go check out this person or whatever. That's one thing I love about it, and it gives good content creators an opportunity to really shine.
Yeah, of course.
But still, we use that mentality for a streamer of like, there's competition. So imagine, Adam, you are the only, there's like 4 people that play Final Fantasy 14.
Right.
And you're the top guy because of almost by default. But because of that, you go, well, you know what? I got the viewership. I think I'll stream 4 hours today. Take a couple days off. I know they're going to be here when I come back because
Slack.
They got it. They
nowhere
got
else to go.
Nowhere else to go, motherfuckers. So they gonna watch me anyway. Next thing you know it, the game starts blowing up. You've got more and more people on here. So now you have to fucking grind.
Yeah.
You have to, because if you take time off or too much time and somebody else is filling that void, you're forgotten.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, we'd love to see you, Adam, but you ain't here, bruh. Now that $4.99 sub or that
Somebody's
Twitch Prime
going
is going
somewhere
over
else.
somewhere else.
Yep.
Get fucked. It's the same thing what we've seen here with Twitch and other ones where they get complacent. They don't fix their problems, but when there's competition, there's a fire underneath that ass.
That's right.
They go into fucking gear mode. They know they got to start performing. They got to start doing the right thing.
That's right. And so as long as it's there, no matter how small,
Yep.
it's good.
Yep.
It keeps it going. So I do think that it is more likely that it's just a pivot, but yeah, that was
Thank you for the super chats that came in as
yeah,
well.
Yeah, appreciate all those super chats.
We got a few of them.
Last week we talked about how Nintendo was rumored to be moving a lot of their production out of China and into another Southeast Asia location because of the tariffs that Trump is trying to impose. They're not in place yet, but trying to get that pushed through. And so Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo came together to give a joint, like a
cry,
a joint basically statement.
Yeah, we're gonna get fucked.
That said, hey, maybe don't do that because that is worse than you think it is. And so they gave out a bit of a statement here where they talked about the idea that the vast majority of production, 96% in total, in fact, is in China.
Well, there's a reason why he decided to put the tariff on China.
Well, yeah. Well, this is for video game specific stuff.
Yeah, but I mean just in general, because most production, not even just video games.
Well, the tariff is also because he's trying to stiff arm China into a better trade deals and shit like that. It's just it's trade war bullshit. But for unfortunately for the console manufacturers, they get caught in all this, and they have this they're staring down the barrel of a possible 25% tariff on that shit. And somebody has to eat that cost eventually.
Yep.
You can't pass 25% on to the customer because they'll never pay it.
You're gonna have to move production. You're literally gonna have to take it out.
And you can't just magically do that either.
No, it's gonna take time.
Because these are companies that are decades in relationships with companies and businesses in China, developing and expanding their production facilities, and in some cases hardware within China.
Yes.
And so you can't just magically be like, oh well,
let's go.
Here we go, toodaloo, motherfucker. We're going over here in this other Southeast Asian location and finding more cheap labor. It's just not going to happen. And you can't just do it magically in the States either, because then it will be 25% will be a lot higher.
Yep.
More like 125%. And so they came out to give this joint statement thing of whatever to try to appeal to those who are going to be making the yay or nay as to whether or not this is actually going to go through. That would be bad. We're going to let's see here. So the tariffs aren't, like I said, the tariffs aren't in place yet. We're going to probably get more information out of that because it's likely to get discussed more in depth. There's the G20 summit that's taking place in Japan this weekend. So we'll get more of an idea, I'm sure, after this weekend as to the reality as to whether or not this is looking more likely to actually become a thing.
Reality. Yeah.
And
let's hope it doesn't.
Let's
just hope it doesn't.
That's
because it's gonna suck. Not even for gaming, but for a whole lot of shit.
Like,
let's just pray. Let us pray,
dude. It'd be so.
I know.
So
let us pray.
This is one of those things that, like, I'm not 100% against necessarily, but at the same time, I feel like it needs to be like a bigger joint effort of because China's kind of the epicenter for production, not just for U.S. but Canada and Europe, many European countries, etc. A lot of shit's manufactured in China, where it's like this can't just be the U.S. doing the shit because it's going to end up probably doing more harm than good. But if like more countries got together to put pressure on, then there's a better chance, and maybe that will happen. But China's doing weird. China's weird. It's like America puts pressure on China, and then China goes "fuck you, U.S." and then goes and fucks with Canada, like with our
partner,
our beef right now, where they're saying our beef's all fucking. They like cut off importing our beef, and now Canada's going what?
Why?
What? And now that we're investigating our beef market, is there something that we don't know about that's like magically, going on in here? It's like, it's the U.S. fucks with them, and then they're like, fuck you, Canada. And we're like,
thanks.
Bro, what are you doing?
We're Canadian.
My God.
We're sorry.
We're sorry. But yeah, so that, we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. And maybe, since the G20 is this weekend, maybe we'll hear more about that for the podcast next week. But buckle up. Because that goes through. If you think consoles and stuff are expensive now, shit's going to get real. That's it for gaming news, Jeff.
All right.
That's it. That's all I've got. Oh, well, I should mention this just in passing. YouTuber. I don't even think I've ever heard it pronounced because I didn't know about the guy until this week. Etika?
Uh-huh.
I'm guessing you've seen this on your timeline.
I've seen some tweets. He passed away, right?
Yeah, he took his own life.
Okay.
So
I didn't read too much into it. I've seen people do some tweets.
So I'm almost positive, largely YouTube content creator. It's just definitely, I think it's 100% YouTube space. To my knowledge, anyway. I'm not 100% sure because, like I said, until this last week, I'd never heard of this person before.
Okay. Yeah, I hadn't either.
So he, but apparently, lots of content creators we do know knew this guy or were friends with him or et cetera, et cetera.
Mm-hmm.
So, if I'm pronouncing the name wrong, I apologize. So he, the best I've got, and you can go and Google this because it's been long since, described more, in depth. I'll give the best little quick overview, I guess, is at the end of the day, this is a guy who was relatively, from what I've read anyway, and again, I haven't consumed his content, but from what I've read, had certainly been controversial is probably the right word for it.
Okay.
He'd had his ups and downs in that regard in terms of either things he's said or the content that he's produced. And so it's been a bit of a roller coaster in that regard. He's quite popular, but you do some wild shit, you catch fire for it, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And it seemed like a situation where that and fame got to him a bit. And in the last, I guess, few months or so, if memory serves, there have been more and more instances of him either, just disappearing for short periods of time or saying some pretty, like warning sign type shit, right? And there was a disproportionate amount, because he's a controversial guy for the most part, or did some controversial things anyway, of other content creators coming down on him and saying that he's just looking for attention or his depression or whatever the fuck he's experiencing is just bullshit, et cetera, et cetera. Saying, look, you're over here doing all this weird and wacky shit. You can't come out looking for people to just feel sorry for you about whatever, things of that nature. So he was getting it pretty hard from the community.
Okay.
And like I said, in the midst of all that, showing these signs, and apparently people close to him had come out and had been saying that we had known about it, we had been reaching out to him. Some of them closer than others had. For example, I think at one point they tried to, or were successful, I can't remember which, get him into a hospital, try and get him looked after, et cetera, et cetera. Mentally, obviously, just not there. And then just in this past week, he disappeared again. And then time after, they found a bunch of his stuff underneath of a bridge somewhere up on the shoreline or something that was, just a bag of his things. He had like a Nintendo Switch and stuff in there or whatever. And so people they thought next to a river, they were like, he's not looking so good.
Yeah.
And then sure as shit, they found his body.
Damn.
And so he took his own life. So, and now of course you've got all the content creators that have been giving him shit coming out and doing the whole, pouring one out for the homie kind of situation.
Yeah.
And a lot of the community members that were just as bad, blowing him up on Twitter or doing all whatever. And dude, the craziest shit that I saw, I can't remember this YouTuber's name, and I would be better not to say it anyway. But you can find it if you really want to. Fuck this guy. He literally, I wish I was fucking making this shit up, bro. YouTube is a goddamn cesspool of people. Some of these people, honestly, should consider stop stealing my oxygen. This guy goes out and puts a video out pretty much the day following or some shit, within a couple days of Ouija board contacting Etika goes wrong or some shit, as it trying to making a video about contacting this dude through a Ouija board that just took his life for a YouTube video. I saw that and I threw up my mouth a little, and I was just like, there are some depths that apparently people look at it and go,
that's insanity. That's actually.
How the fuck do you wake up and go, you know what?
You don't.
This is a great idea for a video. I should do this.
Did he know that he passed away already?
Yeah. Yes.
You don't do that. Under any circumstance, you don't do that.
No.
Not now.
Not tomorrow,
ever.
Not next year. Never.
You don't do that.
The levels of disrespect.
You don't do that, man.
The levels of disrespect.
That is insanity.
For that shit is fucking.
Yeah, I didn't know. I just saw a bunch of stuff on Twitter about this individual. I didn't see any of his content, but man, that's sad. Yeah, that's terrible. I mean, that's
mental health in this industry is dog shit in general.
Yeah.
For a number of reasons. Content creators, no matter what they do, whether they're controversial or otherwise, there's always a certain strain that comes around from being on all the time.
Yeah.
And expectations of people that no matter how mentally tough you are, you're going to have periods at least where
you break down.
You break down, right?
Yeah.
And
been there.
And yeah, and
been there.
And so when you get into it that bad,
and if you're really famous and it heightens,
then you have nowhere to go.
Literally.
Right? So and people still expect your content, and then the stuff leaks into your content, and then it snowballs fucking wildly out of control.
Yeah.
And it can get layers of worse and worse and worse. And sometimes, you end up in this situation where he obviously felt that he had literally, even though he had, friends of his or family members and stuff trying to help him out and stuff, he obviously felt that was not the right outlet or not enough of an outlet, or that they wouldn't understand, or that sometimes it was like he was a burden to these people and he didn't want to be a burden anymore kind of idea. I suspect that's another common thing when you don't want to talk to people about that stuff. You don't want to burden them with your problems. And then you feel like there's, more and more of or less and less, I should say, of a way out. And then you just go, fuck it. And sometimes you get into these situations, and it's sad to see.
I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. When you're a content provider and you're on all the time and you're under a microscope all the time and you're bound to say things or do things or have personal things leak about yourself or whatever, it gets to you. It gets to you. And you also, to really make it in this industry, in any really type of entertainment industry, not even just content creation on YouTube or Twitch, we're talking music, we're talking actor, anything, you got to be a little bit of a special kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you've got to be, like, we're not talking like, you know, I'm not saying you've got to be like mentally crazy, but you got to be like an obsessive, almost, you got to have these quirks about you that just, I guess crazy is almost,
You actually
you
have
actually have to have,
you have to have a certain amount of an ability to, like, innate ability.
yeah.
To not think about shit that a normal person would think
Exactly. You almost got to like disconnect yourself from from what normal is, whatever that is, and just go, and then you just get caught up in it. And that is some scary shit, man. I feel for his family, his friends, his fans. You know what, man? I honestly, as crazy as it sounds, I feel for the people that also gave him a hard time. When he was going through what he was going through.
Some, but not all, are going to feel bad about it.
Oh, I understand. But you know what? You got to have empathy for these people. I'm sure if they're human, they probably feel like a sack of absolute shit right now.
Yeah. Which they should.
Which they absolutely should.
Yeah.
It's no joke when anybody takes his or her own life, period. Especially when they're crying out for help, and you're mocking them.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Talk about mental health all the time. It's one of these things that, you know, I think it's nice more so today than it was before, because I think people are starting to get it a little bit more. The message is coming through.
Still a long way to go.
Still a whole hell of a long way to go through.
But it's at least it's more forefront than it was before.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I hope people continue to put this forward. It's just sad news, man. I didn't know him, but whenever somebody takes their own life, especially in our industry, you know, it kind of hits home a bit.
It's hard to, you know, and I think a lot of people would have given him a hard time and stuff. Sometimes it's really difficult to tell when somebody is to separate the act from the person.
Yeah.
Or like, you know, putting on an act versus the actual person. And so sometimes what is a cry for help is sometimes just perceived as part of the act.
Yeah.
And so it becomes very difficult. The lines become blurred.
Yeah.
And that's more, the more, let's say, real a piece of content is. So, and when I say that, so the less scripted something is, the harder it is to determine
what's real
what's
and what isn't.
and what's not.
And the other thing is when you're in it so much,
you almost start yourself.
You almost start to believe your own. You almost start to become the thing, the very thing, or people tell you are so much that you almost just adopt.
You take it on,
that persona, and you don't even know it. You just become it. So it's like the actors in the movies where they play a character, they become that character so much, method acting that afterwards they're going through therapy, or there's parts of that character they bring home and they can't, they become ill. They
you know, like Joker.
Yeah, Heath Ledger. Dude, it happens a lot.
Got caught up in it, and
people, you know, it's scary, man. It's scary. Mental health isn't anything to be joked about, or not taken seriously. And it's sad, man. We lost a content provider. I didn't have the luxury of enjoying his content. I don't know, but whenever something like that happens in our community, you feel it.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough. So if you know, whenever one of these things happens, you know, it's always the platform to do it. You know, I guess is that if any of you guys listening are having mental issues, if you're having struggles, if you're, you know, having a rough go of it, and you're feeling kind of locked in your own head.
Yep.
and you feel like nobody actually wants to hear your shit, somebody definitely wants to.
Absolutely.
And sometimes it's difficult for people to be able to feel out, whether or not they should be approaching you. And so sometimes it's better to just go to them and say, hey, can we have a talk?
Yep.
And then sit down and do it. And maybe that's not the right person. And then if it isn't, it's going to feel bad because then you're going to think that nobody wants to hear about it, but somebody does. And at the end of the day, you'll find somebody, talk it out. Because the last thing you want to do is be stuck in your head all day. You are your own worst enemy. Everyone is.
Yep.
And it's not worth stewing over for long periods of time.
Yep.
When you can just talk it out with somebody else and get some help.
Yeah, and it is that too. I mean, when I was going through a lot of difficult stuff over the last year, I talked to some people and I wasn't getting what I thought I was gonna get when I opened up and I talked about it. So I kept looking. It was tough, but I have a great wife that was very supportive, and I went and talked to a professional, and I did that, and it was tough walking through the door. It was tough, even paying the money to walk in the door.
It's not cheap.
And just even the thought of having to pay for help.
Yeah,
I was like, what the fuck, even just have somebody listen to you. There's phone lines that you can call that is absolutely free. There's plenty of safe forums that you could go to. There are people out there that are willing to listen. The hardest part is reaching out.
That's right.
That's it, and it's absolutely worth it. And I can tell you, it's absolutely worth it.
100%, 100%. So there you go, Mr. Max Supply.
Yes, sir.
Hit me up with the sound of movies and TV.
Movies and TV.
And before we get on that, hit the like button.
Bam. Smash it.
Smash it. Don't forget, patreon.com/LikeTV. Go and check it out. Join the community, and get some stuff out of it. We have options for you.
We have all kinds of options.
We've got options.
Lots of Starcraft coming out.
We got to actually post a video.
Pardon me?
We got to actually post a video.
Yeah. Did I post one last night or did I not go out?
I didn't look this morning.
Okay.
So either there's one there now or not.
No, there's not.
Okay.
So I'll post that video.
There you go. Short list of stuff here, but some at least one decent thing here. The rights, the TV and movie rights to Myst.
I heard about this.
Have been sold to Village Roadshow, which are the people behind The Matrix and the Sherlock Holmes TV series. Who have already personally themselves actually actively come out and talked about what they are hoping to do with the intellectual property. And so it's looking like, and Rand himself tweeted this out, so I'm assuming that means that there is some positive actual movement in the direction of getting some of this stuff made.
Yes.
One of the things that it read like that they might be considering, and it would make sense for Myst, is like Bandersnatch on Netflix, like the choose your own adventure type stuff. Myst content in that format would probably work pretty dope.
Be nice. I think it would work well.
I think that's a good.
So are they considering just a movie?
They're considering movie. They're considering TV. They're considering both.
I'd love to see a TV. I think movie.
I think it works best in TV.
In TV. Yeah,
for sure.
I could picture Myst being something similar to that space show that hasn't had a season 2 yet, the one with the alien.
Oh, Lost in Space.
Lost in Space.
Yes.
Give me that.
Yes.
Myst.
Yeah.
Just give me that sort of like unknown exploration.
Dude,
but
the amount of shit
twist in Myst in there
that you can do with Myst's like story and lore.
Give me that.
Lots of opportunities to make that happen. And so I'm 100% down for any and all of that. And anytime I see it come up, I'm excited. Other than that, some other sad news for those who would even know about these two people. But Dog the Bounty Hunter.
I heard.
His wife passed away.
I heard.
She had been in the hospital here only a few days ago, and then didn't take very long. So she had stage 4 cancer, and had been fighting that since 2017. And they had a new show coming up that was also like her battling cancer was going to be part of like a 2-hour special. They were going to make it because she was obviously still going through treatment and stuff at the time. And then just recently, She had another like onset attack of this. They went into the hospital. She couldn't breathe. She had throat cancer. She couldn't breathe. They had to put her into a medically induced coma. And then there was nothing that really could be done. And so it was just right off into the sunset. She was like 51 years old.
Young.
Yeah.
Too young.
51 years old, but smoked and wasn't exactly the healthiest person on earth.
No.
So probably didn't help
No.
in the first place.
Dude, I just feel like fucking everybody's dying of cancer. It's fucking scary.
Yeah.
It's
Well-
actually fucking scary.
Well, now the internet and everything else
I
makes
suppose
it,
you're just hearing it a
you're
lot
hearing
more.
a lot more.
Yeah.
Like if you look at actual cancer rates,
Yeah.
or more specifically, like the death rates from cancer,
Yeah.
we're actually trending down.
Yeah.
But obviously
Social media, you
hear
hear it a lot. Yeah.
way more, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And so that's it is hard. It's like anything. It's like you think everything in the world's falling apart, but in reality, like poverty is going down. Illnesses and stuff are declining. General income level is rising around.
yeah.
Like everything's technically we're trending better, but since it pulls in more eyeballs to be like the world's on fire,
Yeah.
then that stuff comes to the
And
forefront.
that sells
all the time.
better too.
Absolutely. The only thing that sells better than that, sex. And then this is not a movie or TV thing, but it's close. It's music related. And this is freaking tragic. So in 2008, Universal Records had a horrific fire in which they lost hundreds and hundreds, ranging from the early 1900s all the way up through until recent times. Studio masters, in this fire. And then downplayed it as if it wasn't all that bad. And now a lot of the artists are going into a class action lawsuit because they downplayed it, and in reality, it's
bad.
really bad. So this includes the list is long, but this is some of them. Bryan Adams,
Rip.
Blink-182,
Rip.
Weezer,
Rip.
The Who,
Rip.
Neil Young,
Rip.
The Damned,
Rip.
Primus,
Rip.
Temple of the Dog,
Rip.
Dolly Parton,
Oof.
Boston, and Peggy Lee, among many, many more. There was another list somewhere else. I mean, there is some stuff in here that would legitimately. Oh yeah, there was posted a wide variety of claim that they were unaware of their loss. REM, Nirvana, Sheryl Crow. So there was
Some of those artists, let it burn. Other ones, rip.
yeah, like there were some pretty substantial stuff. So the full list, let's see. Oh, Soundgarden, Tupac Shakur.
Oof. Yeesh.
So yeah, there's some unfortunate losses to say the least. So they did a terrible job. They should probably have more than one copy of Studio Masters
Yeah, in multiple locations.
in multiple locations.
Yeah. You imagine if it was like Michael Jackson shit or like the Beatles.
Well, The Who is definitely up there for bands that you don't want to lose
Yeah.
a bunch of shit.
Rip.
There's some definite big names in there. Yeah, that's bad news. So yeah, that went down, unfortunately. And we'll have to wait and see. But that happened in 2008, and now they're just finding out that it was worse than they thought. And so more and more people are discovering that their stuff was part of that issue. So we might be hearing the list get longer as time goes on. And so yeah, oh man, Michael Jackson stuff got burned. The Studio Masters for that. Oh,
That shit is in multiple safes all over the place.
it better be.
Oh yeah. Did you know Michael Jackson owns Beatles catalog and shit? Like Michael Jackson.
The estate?
Yeah, like all the music. Like he
No,
bought
like Michael Jackson's estate.
Michael Jackson's estate. Yes, his estate owns like
Yeah.
all of that fucking shit. Man, Michael bought out.
He bought a lot of stuff.
He bought a fuck ton of shit, which is
Didn't he
like
have some Prince stuff?
I don't know. He might. I was reading up a documentary on it, but he owns that motherfucker owned I guess his estate has a fuck ton of shit. Like I mean,
Oh yeah. Well, he had a few dollars, Jeff.
just a couple,
He had a few.
just a couple.
He had a few dollars. So he spent some.
I mean, he probably didn't have much cash at the end of the day from all the lawsuits and everything else.
Yeah.
But
He still had some money.
His estate,
Several
his properties,
dollars.
the stuff that he owned.
Net worth was up there.
Oh boy,
It was up there.
yeah.
Yeah, owns it and took it to the grave with him. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. And that's all I've got for movies and TV, unless you've got some stuff.
Not too much. Now movies are coming out again. I just
Right.
got to find the opportunity to go to the damn theater.
Right.
Apparently, Spider-Man: Far From Home.
Yeah.
Critics are loving it. Some
Great.
people are saying it's top 3 of Marvel movies of all time, which is okay. I mean,
Okay.
sure. And it continues off after the Endgame, so you get to kind of feel the weight of
Right. Of
whatever
Tony.
that is. One thing that I was kind of confused about, and Kale and I were talking about it. Maybe you would know the answer because I didn't really think about this, or maybe the chat. So semi-spoilers here for Endgame.
It's been a hot minute.
I'm not gonna tell you guys the big things that happened, but within Endgame, 5 years had passed, right? And then at the end of Endgame, when things kind of settled, the dust settles, they were still 5 years in the future, right? So, or not in the future, but they were basically after the snap happened.
Yes.
And shit hit the fan. 5 years had passed.
Yes.
And then that was when they that's
all
when
started coming back
they all
together.
started coming back together. And then this happens afterwards. Peter Parker is still in high school, and he's on a high school trip to Paris or whatever, or overseas. If 5 years had passed, how is he still in high school?
Well, he can't be. Unless
Exactly.
he's literally failed 5 consecutive years.
Exactly, but he's on the school bus. He's on a trip with all of his students. I don't know how that fucking works. Because Kale and I were like, wait a sec. If this continues after, which it does, how in the hell is he still going on school trips if 5 years had passed and he was in high school before all of this? That's what I'm...
It's because when Endgame was happening, he was not there because he was...
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So... then Endgame happens, and then 5 years
Passed.
passes.
And then he ends up coming back.
Right.
But then there's all the other students and everything else from the school. How does that even work? I don't understand. He didn't age. He was snapped back to exactly the same age as he was before. Yes, but the thing is, what about all of his other students and everybody
so
else?
I'm on board with that theory. But if all the other students that were in his previous movies with him,
But only 50%
right.
of people are gone. We're seeing...
So unless every contact that he had in his movies
All
within the high
dusted,
school
yeah.
all dusted,
Then it makes no fucking sense.
I guess that's just what they want us to go with.
All right.
All of them conveniently
Yeah,
got
I
dusted.
understand he was snapped, but I'm just thinking because when I'm seeing the trailer, it's showing
Yes.
all of the people that were in the previous
Yes.
Spider-Man movies.
Yes.
So they all conveniently were snapped.
Yes.
So that they didn't... And
It's like anti-plot armor for the sake of plot.
so they're basically held back 5 years while
Yes.
everybody else that they were in school with now are
Yes.
5 years older and they have kids and they're married.
It's awkward.
And now they're still... Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess that's what they want to go for.
Okay. That's what I was... I was like, what the hell the fuck is that going to work?
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's it. They just have to believe that every one of the people that we saw in those previous movies all also got snapped.
All right.
Some terrible, terrible luck for that. But I guess maybe great at the same
Great
time.
luck for, I guess,
Because they get to
us,
go back to
but
school with their friends that they had.
How weird would it be if you were like, you're going to school with people that were 5 years younger? Like, you're like, wait, you were fucking...
theoretically
You were
robbing
like
a cradle.
Yeah, like you were like fucking 11.
Yeah.
Now you're 16
Yep.
or 17. Is it weird if we smash? Because just yesterday you were 11, but now, I mean, theoretically, for me, you were just 11, but now...
Biologically, but I was gone for a while, and now I'm back.
You aged, but I didn't.
I didn't age.
Who knows?
It's complicated.
All right.
Maybe just wait it out until you're both past 25, and then it doesn't matter
Yeah,
anyway.
you're like, play it safe.
Yeah. And that's all I've got. I don't think there's any other movies and TV stuff.
But
there.
yeah, I heard that was good. Spider-Man apparently is really good. Child's Play is apparently okay.
Fair enough. I didn't expect it to be better than okay.
Yeah, I mean it's fresh on
It is
Rotten
Child's
Tomatoes,
Play.
but whatever. And that's really all I'm hearing. Actually, Annabelle Comes Home, which is
right. I saw the first time I saw an ad for that yesterday.
Yeah, apparently it's not bad. Actually, I enjoyed the second Annabelle movie. I thought it was pretty creepy.
Pretty much all of those movies are done well enough
Yeah.
that it's entertaining. Yeah.
Yeah, so I might actually go and check that out. I think one of these days I'm going to like stream in the morning, like I always do. I'm going to get off by 4 o'clock or maybe even by the 1 o'clock reset and then literally go to the theater
And just watch
do
like
a
3
double
movies.
or triple header.
Well, luckily most of those movies aren't like super long. They're,
No, like
they're
an hour and
probably
a
like
half
hour
or
and a
whatever.
half
Because
each.
I just like I'm out of the loop, man. I haven't seen a fucking movie in forever. I miss it.
Well, it's also bonus is no movies have really come out,
That is true.
so a good time to be out of the loop.
It's a great time.
Mr. Black,
Tech support.
there you go.
I had to think about that for a second.
Mark Furry asks, which of you is getting laid next? I'm going to go with Jeff because he's back in the clear,
You know what?
and I'm freshly single.
I had
so,
sex.
Did you play the Lonely Island song immediately following?
No, but I thought about it. It happened. It happened. I don't even know how
If you
long
had
ago
a
now.
TikTok account, you could have actually done
I could have.
that. It would have been great.
It would have been great.
Opportunity.
So that happened. That was the first time since my wife gave birth, and
Yep.
it's been about like 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
So that was nice.
10
Haven't
out of 10.
happened since, but hey, you know what? Once
It's a step in the right direction.
it's a step in the right direction.
That's right.
So that happened.
I'm still going to assume Jeff.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna win that one, Adam.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not Tinder smashing, so
I mean, theoretically you could download Tinder right now and swipe.
probably within 72 hours.
Oh, dude, you'd get laid tonight.
Mm-hmm. I'd also end up going to the doctors.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
It's going to be a pass.
If it's chlamydia, you clear up in 5 days.
It's going to be a hard pass for me.
Okay.
It's hard. As much as I would love that experience, it's a hard pass for me.
All right.
Will Hawkins asks, do you have a dream crossover you'd love to see?
What do you mean by that?
Like
movie-wise?
crossover, like movie-wise or game-wise or anything. Is any kind of crazy crossover?
Ooh. Ooh, woo, 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 woo. I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. A crazy crossover. You know what? I'm going to go with Quentin Tarantino.
Okay.
I'm going to go with From Dusk Till Dawn.
Okay.
Crosses over with Kill Bill.
Okay.
Just because. And you know what? Quentin even said that some of, I don't know if all of them or some of them are like in the same universe. I'm thinking of, was Kill Bill and, something else. I'm not sure. But apparently a lot of his movies are like in the same universe, which people are starting to think that for his 10th and final movie that he's supposed to be coming out, because right now he's got the Hollywood one that's coming out, which apparently got a 7-minute standing ovation at
Okay.
a literal 7-minute standing O.
Okay.
But his next movie, his 10th, he said he's only doing 10 movies and he's bowing out, which
Of
I don't
course.
believe.
It's bullshit.
I don't believe.
No.
But apparently people are I'm hearing rumors that it's going to be like a multiverse Quentin Tarantino one where there's going to be like characters from Inglourious Bastards
Just
coming
showing
in
up?
with but I don't know how.
Buongiorno.
Who knows? But I'm gonna go with some,
Arrivederci.
give me some Quentin Tarantino. Just mix me some more Quentin Tarantino because his characters are awesome, and I'm gonna cop out, and that's gonna be my fast one. I'm gonna think of.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ready for this one?
Let me hear it.
John Wick. Deadpool.
Sign me up. Sign me up.
Get me some John Wick
Sign me up.
and Deadpool in the same movie.
Sign me the fuck up.
I'm on board for that shit. Just John Wick and Deadpool going around killing people.
It'd be pretty dope.
Keep Lawrence Fishburne in there.
Yeah, fuck it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I fucks with some Lawrence Fishburne.
In fact, pretty much just give me John Wick, but insert Deadpool. Don't even 50-50 it. Just get Deadpool in. I'm on board with that.
There you go.
Otherwise, two people that I want to see, or the one other car, it's also John Wick. I just want to see Jeff Goldblum as a character in the John Wick universe.
I don't know how to be. You probably have to play like some sort of evil villain.
I don't even know he could. I mean, there's so many eccentric characters in John Wick.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
he could be like.
Yeah,
like think of all the characters.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
One of Lawrence Fishburne's characters, like people or like a partner of his on the other side of the city or some shit.
Yeah.
Just give me that. Just give me more Jeff Goldblum.
I'd love to see Jeff Goldblum like kick ass too, like just fucking go buck.
100%. That dude stays. He's not
in
like
good
he's
shape.
built, but
Yeah,
he stays in good shape.
I
He's been
think
the same weight, I think, for 40 years.
Yeah. Well, I saw him on the fast ones, and the way he eats his chicken wings, that's probably why he's not gaining any weight.
He was trying not to. Apparently, he's not supposed to have spicy foods because he's a jazz singer, right? And so he was trying not to completely bomb himself with the 36 million Scoville throat destroying. That was a good episode, though.
Yeah, it was good. It was a bit weird. He's a bit weird.
He's weird. He's weird, but he's weird in a way that he can
It's a
get
good
away.
weird.
He
Oh
can
yeah,
get
it's a
away
good.
with
It's
it.
a good weird.
He can get the fuck away with it.
Yeah.
He's like.
You give me 30 minutes of Jeff Goldblum, I'm happy.
The thing about him is that you're getting Jeff Goldblum because he's so weird.
Yeah.
But he's eccentric, but he's genuine.
Yeah.
So like you're not getting some weird put on whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And so when he compliments you on something weird, like when in that one he's a compliment on his teeth or whatever, it was like anyone else did that, it'd be weird as fuck.
Weird, but
Jeff Goldblum does it.
you're
You're like he did.
Thank you.
Smile 10 times more.
Yeah.
There was really recent, just the other day, where he did a cooking thing, like a cooking video with somebody. I can't remember who it was. And they recorded him going to the grocery store to buy the stuff. And the guy behind the meat counter, of course, comes out or whatever. And they're talking. And Jeff Goldblum, of course, first thing he wants to do is just hug this guy, right? And he hugs me. And he comments on how he smells. He says, "You smell so good." And anyone else says that. It's weird as shit. Jeff Goldblum says it. You buy every last ounce of that cologne that you've been wearing, and you never sell it. You use it every day, and you use it for the rest of your life.
Yes.
Because Jeff Goldblum told you that you smell good. Where do you go from there? Jeff Goldblum tells you smell good?
You keep that scent forever. And then you tell every single person
that he told you
it smells good.
You bring that video clip, you go, look.
Yeah.
He told me that I smell good.
Gave me the stamp of approval. Fuck you. If you don't think I smell good, fuck you. Jeff Goldblum does. Fuck yourself. I've got the only opinion that matters. Fuck yourself.
It's the only one. You know what else I love about him is that in the Hot Ones episode where they asked him, how he feels about his giant statue out in like fucking London or whatever the hell, and he's like, I love it.
Of course he would.
I love it. It's so good. Let's see. Shady asks, how do you deal with life when it throws a spanner in the works? Which at the end of the day is really, it's like saying throwing a wrench in the cog, so to speak. Are you the kind of person that powers on through, or do you let it drag you down? You
know what? It's a little bit of both sometimes. It depends on the type of thing it is, where I'll either power through it.
It takes a lot before I will completely shut down.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I've gotten really good at just telling myself, just fucking do it. Just put your head down. You're allowed to complain about it, but just do it. And eventually, it's going to be over. Just get it the fuck done and move on and just keep going. Just keep chugging. The worst thing you can do is stop, because then you're there longer.
Yeah.
And it's not going to get any better, and it's going to get worse. Yeah. So just head down, do it, and depending on how bad it is, it might be a son of a bitch, and I might curse and swear a little bit more, and it might drag me down, and it might slow me down, but you just have to keep going, and it does. It takes an awful lot. Like what tends to happen is I'll get through it, and then I'll feel it on the other side. So once I've gotten through whatever the fuck it is, whether it's something that's an emotional hurdle or life is just particularly fucking you up, and it's kind of like you mask on, go, and then you absorb it all as it's happening, but you don't think about it. You just do it. You get beat up, and then you get to the other side, and it's over, and you can come down, you can relax, you can let your guard down, and then you're just dead. And that's usually what happens to me, is I'll power through it, and then on the other side, when whatever that thing is over, I just die for like 5 days, and then I'm back.
You're back to life.
I'm back to life.
Fresh
as a daisy.
Ready to go. Reset button.
But you have to power through.
Yeah, I'm more of the power through guy too.
Yeah.
I'm more of the power through. Put my head down and go. Find something that preoccupies me and just give her.
What is something that is really popular now, but this comes in from MD. What is really something that is really popular now, but in 5 years everyone will look back on and be embarrassed by?
Battle Royales.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about being
I don't know
embarrassed.
about being embarrassed, but
It just won't be popular.
no.
I'm gonna go with outrage culture, just because I hope it only lasts 5 years. And that is something to be embarrassed about, because there will be a bunch of people that right now they're like, let's say they're 19, 20, 22, that younger age where they're caught up in that bullshit, and then they're going to hit like closer to 30, and then they're going to actually have lived life, and like the realities of life have now sunk in, and they look back and go,
Yeah.
yikes.
Yeah. That's a big yikes for me, dog.
Yikes. I think it's probably going to be that. Let's see. This last one. Winston asks, don't know if you guys. Well, no, I'll do this one too. We've answered it before, but it's so
Fuck
quick.
it. I'm gonna say it.
What?
So is what I was originally gonna say.
Oh boy. Okay.
And I'm just gonna say it. And I don't even want a discussion over it. I'm just gonna say it.
Uh-oh.
Trump being president.
Okay. Fair. Oh, let's hope 5 years. That's. Yep. 8910 says, what superpower would you choose to have and why? I'm going with flight every time.
Didn't you already
question.
say this one before?
Yes, but it's so quick that I figured to just toss it out there. I'm going flight every time. You can't stop me from wanting to fly. That's it. It's not the most useful, but it's by far.
I probably said flight before, but I'm gonna go with telekinesis.
There you go.
That's what I'm going for.
Have you ever killed a yak from 500 yards away with mind bullets?
Nope.
It's telekinesis.
Boom.
Wonder Boy, by the way. My favorite song from Tenacious D. Wonder Boy.
Will you guys ever do a viewer meetup again? Well, TwitchCon.
Yeah, it's coming up.
We're both going.
We're both going to be there.
So if you're going to be...
We'll probably do a thing where we'll post on social media if we're going to go
karaoke or something, right?
karaoke or...
Dude, I've...
Or if we're just at a spot in the convention and we're going to say, this is a good time.
Yeah, come to hall, blah, 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 outside there, and we'll meet up.
We're just chilling.
Shoot the shit. I might actually... So Twitch had this thing that Scream sent me where you can give them ideas and shit. I might actually submit to have my panel for my book. I might actually do like a little...
Lovely.
A little thingy bobber.
Why not?
Yeah, and I'm sure No Pixel is going to have something there, so I might even be...
Probably.
doing something there, but who knows?
Probably.
But yeah, in terms of like just hanging out, we'll probably end up going, hey guys, go on Twitter, come here at this part of the convention and let's hang out.
Absolutely. It's a good idea. I like it.
Why not?
I'd go.
Well,
Actually, probably not. I've already read the book. It'd be kind of superfluous. Unless I was sitting on the
yeah,
panel.
yeah. Well, I mean, you could be on the panel.
Yeah, there you go. I'll pretend I'll just sit up there and nod my head and say yes.
Yes.
And every once in a while, lean and go, wrong. Don't know if you guys covered this or not. It took me a second there to figure out what question it was on. This comes in from Winston. Thoughts on the rumors that Blizzard is canceling their FPS Starcraft game?
I didn't even know there was one.
Yeah, so apparently that was a thing that was in the works, and now it's looking like it might be canceled. I mean, this wouldn't be the first time that a
What?
Starcraft
Okay,
shooter would be canceled.
Calm the tits. What? Okay, for one, I never heard about this.
Yeah.
Number two, why in the fuck would they come out with a shooter that competes with their shooter?
Well,
It just makes
probably
no-
it would be a different. No, it would be different from Overwatch. I think it was going to be closer to like a Left 4 Dead scenario or something like that. I don't think it was going to be like a team
Oh,
objective
All right.
thing. It's not like a competitor to Overwatch.
no. I don't care. I didn't know about it. Don't care about it.
I think it would be bad.
Nobody asked for a shooter, StarCraft shooter.
I think it'd be shit. They missed that boat like 15 years
15
ago
years
with
ago?
StarCraft Ghost.
Yeah. It's over.
That's
Put
over.
it on mobile and piss off.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys realize this, but Blizzard's dead. Like really, really dead. In the ground, 6 feet, possibly
Super dead.
deeper,
Super dead.
encased in concrete,
Yeah.
never to be seen again.
No, but Adam, they've got WoW Classic coming.
Nope. It's dead.
Blizzard is so fucked on so many levels.
If you guys
They're
think
gone.
it's
It's
looking,
Activision.
if you think it's looking rough now, Maybe your point of embarrassment will be 5 years ago looking back and saying out loud, Blizzard's fine.
There's no more Blizzard.
No.
It's Activision. And they're just fucking
There's,
shitting all over Blizzard's IPs.
instead of there is only Zool, there is only Activision. That's where we're at right now.
The Blizzard we know and love, guys, it's gone. The people that were running it, they're
Also gone.
gone.
And continuing to leave.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you right now that a lot of the senior staff, not just like higher ups, but the senior people that have been there for a long time, if they aren't already actively looking for employment in other companies, they will be soon. And you might not hear about them all, but it will come out like in many, many months' time where they go, oh, we've just discovered that Blizzard has almost nobody that was originally there for the last, any employee that is now at Blizzard's only been there for 5 years or less.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
That's where we're going.
That's it. There it is.
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, to end on a very positive note.
Patreon.com.
Patreon.com.
/LagTV.
/LagTV. You should go and hit it up. It's time to get out of here and pick up some stuff for Gabs and then watch Games Done Quick.
Games Done Quick is fire.
It is fire. Dude, their production, they showed like a behind the scenes
It's
thing.
getting crazy. I don't even know who's making this shit.
Well, they have like their own team, like of programmers for like their overlays and stuff for all HTML like 5 injected shit.
So how do they make money? Are they a non-profit?
It's non-profit, right? So
Jesus Christ.
So other than like, so it's almost
obviously they got to pay
volunteers.
for like
So some people are paid,
Yeah.
right? But it's a wash, right? You're not as a non-profit as long as you're not making a profit,
Yeah.
then it's whatever, right?
Yeah.
So you basically pay to run the event.
Yeah.
But a lot of the people that are still running the event behind the scenes, including people using switchboards and stuff, volunteers. And they have a video that they put up that I watched yesterday when they were streaming. Not that they haven't stopped in a few days, but that showed they did a big walkthrough of their entire production out back.
Crazy.
And dude,
It's
it
probably
is
nuts.
fucking wild. And I have to give it to them because like you see what's on camera and it's a bunch of people that aren't really used to being on camera and stuff, but then you see behind the scenes and you're like, holy shit.
It's impressive. It's impressive
It is
what they do, man.
Most impressive.
It's
So, yeah,
impressive.
so I'll
And the
go
content's great.
and see what happens with that. But thank you guys for stopping by. Hit the like button again if you haven't already. We'd love to see you guys pop by next week. Thank you once again. Until we see you next week, please stay safe, and we'll see you soon. Peace.